Aliu! Oh. Aliu?
Huh?
Huh?
Huh? Call?
Ali? What? Zanny, you can't say. Listen, if you're saying it, listen, I might as well take the shot. Anyway, hi guys, don't listen. I'm not the one that said it, okay? I caught Zanny red-handed. I didn't say it.
Roy, why would you say that, Roy? Why would you say that?
I did not say.
Why would you say that?
I did not say anything. It definitely was not me.
Why would you say that? That was in your voice. That had your accent.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Everyone knows that I speak in a very sexy, alluring, sensual tone that just makes everyone melt immediately.
Yes, you have an audio roleplay channel. We're aware of this.
Oh my gosh. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the stream. My name is Roy Chiato, like a macchiato. I am your coffee-fueled bunny host with a serious passion for voice acting, and I love working out, in case you couldn't tell. And here is the other half of Incubun.
Hi everyone, my name is Xander Netherbrand of First Stage Productions EN. I am your Incubus host of Club Netherbrand and your new favorite devil. So, I hope you're ready to get some Power Rangers in tonight with the two of us.
Hell yeah! Oh my gosh, that was slick. That was good. Your new favorite devil? Oh, I like that.
Right.
I like that.
Right.
It's definitely my favorite devil. I'll tell you that much. But guys, welcome to the stream. As the title suggests, Zanny and I will be reacting to Connor's Power Rangers Zeo video today. We finally have moved beyond, or you could say stronger than before, away from Mighty Morphin and into the weird world of Power Rangers Zeo.
Go Zeo.
Go Zeo! Also, Thorn! Thank you for the super sing! Incubun with a bunch of purple and pink hearts.
Oh, nice.
You know,
I know.
As funny.
I know that one.
I'm sure you do.
Incubun shipper.
Oh, that's absolutely.
That one's loud. That one knows.
Yes, they have our Oshi marks in their name.
Which is so cute.
Yeah, absolutely. I freaking love it. I was gonna say, as much as like I feel like people do push Incubun, because anytime that we're together, there's always at least like 4 or 5 people in chat that are like, Incubun! I don't think we have that much like art together, do we?
No, we kind of just vibe. I feel like the art is just watching the two of us go feral when we're left in a confined space.
You know, that's true. Or whatever the hell we did to Malum when he was stuck in between us.
Yeah, what happened to Malum?
Beso de tres. Oh my gosh. But yeah, super excited that you decided to come back and that the indoctrination seems like it was a success.
Yeah, no, it's been really fun getting to come here, just like watch, listen, do the whole thing, and just kind of chill out while I watch some Power Rangers, honestly. You answer my questions, I like have a good little time.
Yeah.
And also, it's kind of nice because I get to feel like I serve as a conduit almost for the audience where like there are no stupid questions. So I can just sort of be like, how does this work? Why is Tommy on a vision quest in the desert?
Okay, we're gonna get to that today.
What's going on there?
Oh my gosh! And speaking of getting to things today, Alia Arigatou gozaimashita. Hontou ni arigatou. For the super, they also said incuban.
Hey, very nice. Very nice.
I always like to practice any type of Japanese when Elia is here.
Yeah, no, I've been using the thing that you taught me.
Oh!
Yeah.
I have to look it up. I always forget what it is.
Don't worry.
Oh, do you have it?
This.
Okay, I'm ready. Hit me.
Yes.
Also, thank you for the other super.
It is the Kairinasai. Anata gohan wo taberu. Ofuru ni suru. Sorete tomo wa dashi.
You're welcome, guys. I got him to say it.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been learning.
Good, as you should. That's like the de facto like go-to one. I always feel like, you know. Yeah. Goshuji-sama. That's what everybody needs. Yeah, tee-hee indeed. But in terms of Power Rangers, you are part of something more than just today.
I am.
I mean, surprise!
I was waiting for you to like say. Were you going to like say a thing? What am I?
I wanted to wait for your reaction first, and then I was going to. So the I am was perfect. Good job. Well done.
Perfect. Good. Nice.
So, guys, we started talking about this a little bit already, and I haven't revealed the guest list yet, but I probably will on Sunday, just so people can have advance notice. I'll probably release my schedule early and things like that. This coming Tuesday, I'm having the mega indoctrination, as I'm calling it, or the more phenomenal indoctrination, maybe. I don't know. I'm so
more phenomenal.
Yeah, there we go. So this coming Tuesday, same starting time as I usually start, which is 9 p.m. CST, 7 p.m. PST. We are indoctrinating a total of 9 other VTubers. Now, obviously, I am number 10 because we needed 10 to fit in one Discord call because you can only have 10 people in one. But one of those is your favorite incubus here, Mr. Xander Netherbrand, of course.
Hi, that's me.
So he just finished Mighty Morphin. I'm dragging him back to the Mighty Morphin mines already.
Wonderful.
It's back. It's back again. And then the other person that is my other intermediate, I'll say, adept when it comes to Power Rangers is Athena. So both Zanny and Athena are my Ranger adepts or intermediates, the people that have a little bit of Power Rangers knowledge and have been with me before in these types of streams. But the other 7 people have either never consumed Power Rangers ever, haven't consumed it since they were a kid, or something else in between that I have no idea. But it is going to be a massive group of people that have never been on any of the Power Ranger streams before. So definitely look forward to it. It's definitely going to be one of the highlights for More Phenomenal May, to have so many people together and celebrating in this wonderful, wild, wacky world that we call Power Rangers.
More phenomenal.
Yeah! I like that.
I'm going to violently lean to the side for a second. I'm going to hear the sounds of fighting, and then I'm going to come back because there's a spider on my wall, and I will not be able to deal with this situation until it's gone.
Understandable.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
I will be. Yeah. No, it needs to die. Yeah.
Get him, Zanny!
Yeah.
Also, Fairy Love, thank you for the super! Zeo, the series my brothers and I watch together at the same time. They're awesome. Stronger than before. Go, Zeo! Right? Just like that, right? Right, guys? Or is just collecting VTubers to add to the Power Rangers knowledge. It literally is that. But also because, and I've said this so many times before, so many times before, where I feel like if there are certain companies that begin with an H are not going to provide us new Power Rangers content and continuously stab. Hey, welcome back. I'm shit talking a certain company that begins with H.
Oh, Hasbro.
Yeah. So
good.
I was saying that if they're not going to create Power Rangers content, then I'm going to keep making it a point to celebrate my fond memories and indoctrinate so many more people into it so they can understand why it is such an important series and franchise. And yeah. Yeah.
It's well deserved.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know how many more ways I can say yes. Yes.
Indeed.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so that's going to be happening next week. But then obviously today, like I said, Zanny and I are going to be reacting to specifically Power Rangers Zeo, which is one video that is only like an hour-ish long, so we can finish it in one stream, which is very exciting. We don't have to split it up between 3 streams. Never do we have to do that again.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Now, how much of Power Rangers Zeo do you remember or no? Because you talked about the Vision Quest, and I'm like, okay, he knows a little bit. He knows a little bit.
Let me do the CSI thing where I take off my glasses again. Okay.
God, he's so sexy, guys. Oh.
I had bootleg DVDs of Power Rangers Zeo when I was a kid. So it was the kind of bootleg DVD where someone had pointed a camera at their VCR and hit play and then framed it up and then burned it onto a DVD.
Whoa.
And then had sold it on eBay.
That's insane.
Right. So I had the beginning to end of Power Rangers Zeo on VCR, or not VCR, on DVD, on pirated DVD.
That's insane. I didn't even know. I can't even imagine why someone would do. I mean, like, obviously I can understand it, but like, especially nowadays, I guess it's just because Power Rangers is so. Power Rangers, oddly enough, is very accessible because there's DVD collections and it's on YouTube. So thinking about ye olden days of having to do stuff like that is just like, oh, right. Those were the dark ages.
Back then, the internet was not something where you uploaded files. The internet was where you sold poor quality items.
True and real. Or you complained about why everyone else's opinion on something was wrong and yours was right.
True. Or sometimes you read the news.
Yeah.
That
wasn't fun though.
that was no.
I was gonna say, did you know Power Rangers had its own version of basically Reddit? It's called
the Power Rangers forum or something.
It's called Ranger Board.
I hate that.
Yeah, I remember being active there like once or twice. People yelled at me for having an opinion that I thought was pretty tame. I don't even remember what the opinion was. And then I was like, all right, I'm just never coming back.
This is why Kimberly deserved more screen time in a character.
This is why it was wrong that Billy was called the F word and he had to walk off set and he deserved better.
Are you kidding me? You're trying to say Billy? What are you talking about? I see you hate Power Rangers. Fake fan, fucking tourist. That's right here.
That's crazy. That is wild, wacky, and football arms length too, man. Oh my god. Oh, Ranger Crew. I was never a part of that one. But Ranger Board, I definitely remember that one. Yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, so you know the Vision Quest, and aside from killing a spider, and you had it from start to end, is there anything like that stands out to you, or anything you are looking forward to?
Okay, so there was the Vision Quest. I do remember the Vision Quest. I remember there's literally like a bit where, and this is what the Vision Quest stands out. That's why there's a bit where all of the other Power Rangers are like fighting a monster. And they're half getting their asses kicked.
Sure.
And Tommy's out in the middle of the desert on a Vision Quest. Like finding himself while all of his friends are getting the shit kicked out of them.
Sounds about right.
And he gets like a little beep on his muffin. It's like, hey Tommy, could you come back? They're losing. And he takes a little pause from the quest to come back and help them, and then teleports back in to where he left off after helping.
Yep.
And I was like, and I remember even thinking as a child,
great.
Well, why are there any other Rangers?
So
all they needed was him.
Okay, so remember the big thing from Mighty Morphin where it was like, Tommy is like the Ranger and everyone's favorite, and so like they kind of made him the main character.
Yes.
They tried to follow that in Zeo as well, and it did not work as well, because without Ironically, I think Kimberly was a good grounding agent because there were fun episodes with him and Kimberly's interactions. But without Kimberly and the chemistry that they had, it definitely got weird that they were shoehorning him so much. And we're gonna see it. Trust me.
Mm-hmm.
I will also say, because I know you really like fashion, because holy crap, I love your new outfit, and clearly you are a fashionista.
Why, thank you.
Unfortunately, this is going to be a point of 90s fashion that is not great.
I see. I remember the vest, the string vests in Power Rangers making an appearance several times.
Yeah. Some of them were pretty cool. Other times.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is there anything that you're curious about before we begin, or maybe something that you're especially looking forward to?
Okay, so the Zeo Megazords,
Okay.
would love to see those.
Okay.
Obviously there is the whole Power Crystal thing, the Zeo Crystal.
Yeah.
That's gonna be cool. And if I remember right, we get the Gold and Black Ranger in Zeo as well.
Gold Ranger.
The Gold Ranger, that was it. Whose like design was good.
Great
didn't
design.
Didn't think that like it would be as good as it was. Liked it. And then if I remember right, Zeo ends with them like going to space.
No,
Zeo
that's
goes into Turbo.
Yeah.
That's it. Zeo goes into Turbo, where they bring a child in, and everyone hates the child.
It's so ironic because Justin is his name, the child.
Mm-hmm.
He's not even the problem in Turbo. He's actually one of the more competent Rangers.
But it's a child. Get rid of it.
It's okay. They did it in space.
Right. No, because I remember there was like a bit in space where like they all had to like risk their lives to get to like the rocket ship to like go into space.
Yeah.
And they all get there to the launch pad, and then they just turn to the child and like, you have to stay behind.
No, he decides it for himself. But yes, they did at the end after they're already all strapped in. They're like, wait a minute, where's Justin? And it's like they're already strapped in. The rocket's like prepping to take off, and he's like, guys, I'm staying behind. It's like, oh. Okay.
It's funny as fuck. There's no need for it. That's the thing.
It
like,
is kind of wild.
It's a conversation they could have had without the child risking his life to get to the rocket. But then it's just, we're staying behind. Goodbye. Like,
it's so good. It's so good. I will say it does make a really nice shot though, because the end of Turbo is the picture of the shuttle going off like into space, right, and him standing watching it. So it is a very nice, like very nicely themed and very well shot.
The Justin never did Justin come back later on in Power Rangers?
He came back in space for a team up episode where he becomes Turbo Blue again. Actually a very good episode, and that's it. That's the only other appearance he's had.
Really?
Yep.
I'm surprised they didn't try and pull some full circle bullshit with his actor and get him to come back as an adult.
Part of the problem is he ended up being...
No, he was bullied so harsh for being a Power Ranger as a child that he never wanted to act again and went into hiding. Is it like Malcolm in the Middle?
Other way around.
Dewey?
Other way around.
He was lauded so much for the role, he didn't get any privacy?
No, he became the bully.
Oh, no.
So it wasn't during any of like the massive crossover events.
No.
But like openly during Power Rangers Beast Morphers, which was like early 2020s, late 20-teens.
What?
He openly like mocked and made fun of one of the Rangers in the show, and he got destroyed.
What?
Yeah, he was like, that's not like, you're telling me that's a Ranger? Because it's like a guy that's like slightly nerdy and not muscular and doesn't really know martial arts, and like that's the character they pitched to be a Gold Ranger. So he openly made fun of him.
He was a child. as a ranger.
Yeah, that's crazy. Whoa. Insane.
How can the one who was a child as a ranger be pissed at the one that isn't buff as a ranger?
Yeah. I don't know if we'll ever get to that. Like, we probably will eventually get to that point because Connor will eventually get to those videos where he can talk about that. Blake Foster, who is the actor that played Justin, did eventually like openly apologize and was like, you know what? That was fucked up of me. I shouldn't have done that. My bad, guys. Like, my fault. Shouldn't have said that. That was stupid. But like, still the fact that he said it was like, I don't know, man. Like, that's kind of messed up, you know?
Nah, at the end of the day, like I don't know. Like, does he have any other acting credits?
I don't know.
Congratulations, I've done one Google search for you. It's all good.
Okay. Good question.
The fact that I Google his name and the first thing that comes up is images of him from Power Rangers is not a promising sign.
Yeah, I think most of it is from that Blake Foster.
Kids World, Kung Fu Drifter. Oh, he was in Beverly Hills 90210 for an episode.
I was gonna say his IMDb page is still him as Justin in Power Rangers.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
That might be it.
Oh wow. Oh, let me see how this goes. So oh my god, he wasn't. So he did Walker Texas Ranger for an episode. And then, only one episode appearances as a child and then nothing into adulthood.
Damn. There you go.
He didn't even get to peak in high school. He peaked in prepubescence.
Damn! Oh my god, he's calling him out.
Right.
That's insane.
Wait.
To the mines, I suppose. Oh, that's right. That was your preference, right?
Yes, children belong in the mines. We have a child unemployment issue in this, in this sort of situation.
Sure.
Children need to be learning practical skills in the mines, in workhouses, factories, ideally, places where tiny hands can make the difference for things. Steel mills. There's a variety of jobs to get a child educated, and it's the kind of education that will serve them far better than wasting their head in school, filling their minds with useless book learning. If you teach a child too much, they begin to have ideas and begin to think about. Exactly. They begin to think about rebelling, okay? And having personalities and independence. We need to scrub all of that away, keep them in work and keep them benefiting all of us at large. Okay.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I 100% get where you're coming from. I will say though, just to cap off this dunk fest, I will say the fact that he apologized, I'm okay with that. I'm always down for like people like realizing their wrongs and like coming back and like doing other stuff. So hey, at least you publicly admitted it. Good on you for that. Because I like to talk up Power Rangers. I'll talk about the wrongs, but I'll also be like, good job not being a complete jerk, because we have too many of those. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like that one ranger that assaulted an elderly man in a parking lot.
Or the Red Ranger from fucking Power Rangers Wild Force.
Yeah, that one's complicated. Yeah. Zanny, do you want to react to Power Rangers Zeo?
I would love to react to Power Rangers Zeo.
Let's go! Follow me! Zanny, why do you have your tongue out?
For you to make use of.
Oh, okay. Well, come here then.
All right.
All right, to the void with us. All right, I'm gonna be here in the corner. That way you can start lining yourself up.
I can be like here on your shoulder.
Oh my gosh, you're so cute.
Oh my god, is here good, or can I be like a little bit more here? I could drape my wing around you if you want to be like.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I always freaking love that when you do that, because it's just I feel like we're we're just oh.
Yeah, it looks so cute, doesn't it? With like the wing draped around, like.
It's so good, yeah. All right, I'm gonna share my screen so you can see the video and hear it, of course.
All right, let's go.
Applications. There we go. Okay, then I'm gonna mute my music.
I gotta open the right tab. That would help if I open the right tab.
That might be a good idea. That might be a solid idea.
That would be a more phenomenal idea.
I'm screaming geometrically. I am so glad I taught you that word.
I hope you realize that I'm going to turn up to the big Power Rangers like collab, and I'm going to be like saying all of the Power Rangers lingo you taught me. I'm literally going to be like that student that tries too hard in class. I'm going to be like, wow, more phenomenal. Oh, that's incredible. The morphin grid. Like, what is it? Light speed, let's go, or something like that.
You have never been more attractive to me than you are right now, and I have. I was trying to think about where to go with that, but I guess our art is also pretty tame. I was gonna say, but we've had spicy art together, but we really haven't.
Don't worry, I can always get spicier for you.
Oh, listen, I'm not gonna complain. So long as your overlords don't complain, I could. I mean, like, you saw what I did with Mary, right? Listen, if you want the same treatment, I'll gladly be the captain on ship Incubus.
Let's go.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
Wonderful. Well, let's get this bunny a carrot then.
Oh, just don't forget the stick sometimes, okay? Anyway, guys, this is not what you came here for. You didn't come here for Zanny and I flirting with our tongues in each other's mouths. It is time for Power Rangers Zeo. Anyway.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was incredibly successful and popular when it first aired.
Surprise. To no one's surprise at all. Oh, recap. Do you remember what happened last time? I should have asked that.
Oh, okay. So off the top of my head, we had the entire Power Rangers Mighty Morphin Power Rangers arc. We got to enjoy, I believe it was Saban at the time, bouncing back and forth and not being sure what to do or how much to invest in the IP. The IP does well. Then they end up investing more money in so they can actually shoot their own scenes. At the same time as well, there's the whole back and forth. We had Tommy becoming the White Ranger. Sure. And the little Easter eggs that were left on the scene of like the White Ranger suit being worked on. We had the Tommy suddenly turning up and the show becoming steadily more and more just about Tommy instead of it being about the Power Rangers.
True.
We then had the shift as I believe the what was it? It was Rita's father, if I remember right.
Yep.
Was it Rita's father?
Yep. Master Vile.
Master Vile, who people are like, can we take this seriously as a villain? I don't know if we can take this seriously as a villain. Turns up and like nukes the Power Ranger base. That ends up going to hell. The Power Rangers dig through the rubble, get teleported to below because Zordon had a backup plan going on, ready for them to sort of like assume their new Rangerdom and access the Zeo powers.
Yeah, you actually went a little bit ahead too.
I did?
Yeah, because we're still outside finding the Zeo crystal.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Oh, well, that was just my memories blending in with actual reality.
I mean, you were pretty damn close. Yeah. I'm just sad you skipped over the part with the Alien Rangers just because I like the Kaku Ranger suits because those are really nice.
Okay. The Alien Rangers with the annoying ass fucking voice filters that make them sound like fucking Walmart Daft Punk.
I've never heard that before, but wait, you might be cooking with that one. Hold on a second.
Right, I'm sorry. Did I order my Daft Punk from fucking Temu? No, I did not. All right. Like, it annoyed the shit out of me. I heard it for 1 minute and I was like, go like this. Clear your fucking throat.
Yes,
all right?
Absolutely. I 100% agree. But let's see if you'll agree with this.
But as time went on, though, the series started to grow a little stale. I did a whole 3-hour video going through every episode in case you missed that.
No, we definitely didn't because you and I spent at least 10 hours going through it.
We spent an elongated period of time together.
That's not the only thing that's elongated.
So, in order to breathe new life into Power Rangers, a major shakeup needed to be done.
Yes!
Some ideas were discussed, like offing the Power Rangers altogether to bring in a new team. Yes, I'm serious. But ultimately, the series would get a whole new cosmetic change.
Yeah!
A new name, new suits, new Rangers. They're stronger than before and higher they can soar. They are the Power Rangers Zeo.
Banger opening theme. It's it's one of my favorite openings of all time, and then the rest of the Zeo music, except for the Gold Rangers theme, sucks. It's that in the opening, and everything else sucks. Sorry, I'm already thinking ahead.
Adapted from the 19th season of Super Sentai, Choriki Sentai O Ranger.
Okay, how much of a background do you want into Choriki Sentai O Ranger?
Please feel free.
Okay,
go right ahead. Dive in.
So Choriki Sentai O Ranger was very much themed on ancient civilization, taking air quotes technology that they had and fueling modern day technology with it. It's why the season is very much themed almost around like Egypt. So like there's a sphinx, there's like the pyramid, there's like the obelisks, but then they also get into other ancient things like, you know, a phoenix and like a moai head and like things like that. So it's just kind of ancient civilization in
I
general.
remember none of this.
We're gonna learn today.
I
So
was like, there's a sphinx.
So yes, the Blue Ranger Zord. I think they just call it the lion or the Leo, but it's a sphinx. It has like the head wrap and everything, or the head rest thing.
All right.
The weird thing about Orange is they wanted to go back to basics with it, because when Super Sentai first started in 1975, it was a military operation fighting back against, you know, like monsters and stuff that had invaded the Earth. So a military organization was like, we got this. We'll fight back the evil space aliens. Don't worry, world. We got this. Believe in us. And obviously, as it went on, we got kind of silly with it. You know, we had some ninjas. We had people that were doing Chinese martial arts. We had, you know, ancient warriors from 10,000 years ago with the dinosaurs and stuff like that. So they were like, let's go back to basics. Unfortunately, and you know, when I said last time, unfortunate circumstances makes for interesting storytelling situations.
Yes.
Super Sentai also has those, unfortunately. And this time, it wasn't because of production or behind the scenes things. This was from real world events. See, Oranger came out in 1995, I believe. I think it was, or 1996 maybe. Which, for those of you that know Japanese history, was the same year as a very tragic and terrifying event that happened in Tokyo. In Tokyo, known as the sarin gas attacks. There was a cult that rose to power in Japan during this time. I always call them the Shoda PP cult. I don't actually remember what they're called, because I just say Shoda PP because it's the cult that's in that's parodied in Yakuza, which you may have run into if you've found that side story yet.
Not yet.
But because they attacked while O-Ranger was airing, Toei, in all of their wisdom, decided, hey, Super Sentai is supposed to be fun and make children feel safe as they're not having to deal with real world stuff. So we're going to tone it down a little bit and not make it as serious and not make it as dangerous and not as military focused. And instead, we're going to make it a little bit goofier, and we're going to make it a little bit less serious and a little bit more fun. And because of that...
Okay, I can understand that reaction.
Yes, very much so. And because of that, a couple episodes in, I want to say it's like maybe less than 10, there's a huge tonal shift. It goes from like the monsters can't even speak and like people are getting like killed in the streets left and right. It goes from that to the monsters can speak, and their plan is they made a baby have supersonic crying. So it keeps crying and is like destroying buildings because it's crying.
Oh.
So it went from super grounded military, really gritty, really dark, really rough, to Monster of the Week kind of stuff that we almost expect from Power Rangers.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. No.
So
I actually I don't know much, but I know like a little bit about the event, the attacks that like went by that. I think like one of the times I was in Tokyo, I had one of the managers who was with me point out an event that was like significant that we went past, or like an area, a building or something that was significant during that. And they explained some of it to me.
That's why they don't have trash cans in the train stations anymore, like in like by the trains themselves.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yep. So really, really interesting. Obviously, very unfortunate circumstance. But if you guys are ever interested, real world event, look it up. A lot of information that went on about it. Very important to Japan's recent history. Yeah. And someone said the name of the cult was the Om Shinrikyo. I don't know what that means, but hey, thank you for that. I appreciate it. But I wanted to mention that because during Zeo, you might see something similar where like some of the early monsters are very like, whoa, that's kind of terrifying, and then as it goes on, it's like, whoa, that's kind of goofy.
Yeah, no, it's very interesting to hear the behind the scenes side of things.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's continue.
Using a brand new Sentai once again allows Power Rangers to be a cost-saving show, filming less new footage and
True.
simply relying more on the Sentai.
Because they swap suits means they can also swap for using more stock footage, means they can use more mecha stuff. They don't have to rebuild the cockpits or anything like that. They can just reuse a lot of stock footage.
Right.
Easy peasy.
Was this new season of Power Rangers enough to revitalize the franchise? Well, let's find out.
Yes and no.
We kick off the season with a Zeo beginning part 1 and 2.
And this is what you
picking up
remember.
right where Mighty Morphin left off,
Yes.
with the power chamber destroyed and our Rangers with no powers.
Oh no.
They go through the rubble of the command center and actually manage to find the Zeo crystals. Goldar and Rito did steal the crystals before blowing up the chamber, but I guess the explosion was so powerful that they dropped them. Not only that, but we
So a lot of fans, myself included, don't like this explanation.
I don't like that explanation. That's so fucking stupid. I forgot the thing we came here to steal.
They teleported out while holding it,
Yes.
which means somehow during the teleportation to the explosion of the command center, which is like a solid like 3 to 5 minutes apart.
Uh-huh.
It just, I don't know how they dropped it. Yeah.
Like, if we are to retcon this, we could say that the Zeo crystals themselves have some sort of energy frequency that could have disrupted the kind of teleportation used by non-Power Rangers who aren't on the morphing grid or something like that.
True.
You know,
You could even,
if we want to bullshit,
sure. You could even point back further and look at the fact that when Tommy went to get the Zeo crystal in the first place, he had to fight for it, and it had like a very strong resistance to him. So maybe the power of it being back together just wasn't enough. I don't know, it could always be like that. But
I'm gonna take another sip of my beer.
please do. I've been sipping whiskey already. Welcome in, Red Dragon. Thanks for the raid. Welcome, guys. I hope you're doing fantastic. It's Power Rangers Zeo time with Incubun.
Not gonna lie, anyone who was at my house flipper stream earlier heard me crack open a little can of beer under the desk.
Wait, have you been drinking all day?
No, not all day. The day started at like 10 a.m. I've only been drinking since like 8 p.m.
Oh, okay. That's not too bad then.
And it's like 3 a.m. now.
Yeah, that's not too bad. That's like, what is that? Like 7
5
hours of
hours.
drinking, 5 hours of wait. 4
9,
plus 3 is
10.
7.
12. Shut the fuck up.
You know what, Zanny? I'll cheers to that. How about that?
Cheers. Come
Kanpai! All right, let's find out what happened.
We find the two monsters in Angel Grove with amnesia, not
no.
knowing anything and being pretty
Not
helpless,
amnesia.
essentially being monster
Oh, no.
versions of Bulk and Skull. Meanwhile, a brand new threat has entered the picture.
I love these
The
shots.
Machine Empire, consisting of King Mondo, his wife Queen Machina, their child Prince Sprocket, and their assistant Clank. They'll be our new villains for the season, and I'm all for it. While I do love Zed and Rita, I did find them to be kind of annoying towards the end.
Yeah, after Rita and Zed married, it kind of became a lot. So
Honestly, I loved Lord Zed when he was just, a single bachelor.
I did too. Trust me. I mean, there's, what's really funny is, so he is a main villain in the last season of Power Rangers.
He is?
Yeah. And that becomes like a plot point, the fact that he is stronger without Rita.
I like that.
Yeah, it's
a lot.
It's really funny.
The Machine Empire even manages to blast at Zed's palace, forcing Zed,
Love the
Rita,
for
Finster,
sale sign.
Squat, and Babu to flee. They try to escape with Serpentera, but it's once again out of gas, meaning they'll have to stay with Rita's dad.
Bro, they should have just gotten the AA batteries. What's happening? You know?
Bruh. Right,
Cool.
I swear, what?
Dead?
Serpentera annoys me. What's the point of fucking having Serpentera if it's always out of gas? I swear down, it runs out of gas more than a fucking eco car, one of those electric motherfuckers.
So, Do you want the footage reason or do you want the real reason?
Please give me the real reason, Roy. Give me
So the real reason is because they didn't want the bad guys to win too easily. And Serpentera literally destroyed an entire planet in like 30 seconds. And
which is
yeah.
But it's bad writing. I get that it's a kids show, right? But what you need, okay, this is the whole thing, right? This is what you need. Okay, I'm gonna give you some really, really good writing tips here.
Sure,
okay?
hit me. I'm
Some
ready.
of you might know I'm a writer. Okay,
Michaela, take notes.
If you have a villain with an overwhelming weapon, you have to give them a reason why they can't use it that makes sense in context, right?
Weapon.
Right, exactly. The one I use on you. So, with but you know
the truth.
So with Serpentera, you can't have it always be out of like power, always be out of batteries. You've got to have something to counter that, to balance it out, right?
Sure.
So what if they just said, we can't use the planet-destroying weapon on Earth because we want to take over Earth? There's a reason then.
Sure.
You know, what's the point of using the planet destroyer if we want to take over? We can't rule over the rubble, can we?
True.
Right? That evens it out, okay? Or have some other outside counterpoint. For example, if you use a planet-destroying weapon, that's going to bring a lot of eyes onto Earth, isn't it? So we already know there are other Ranger teams out there in space, right? What if just using a planet-destroying weapon, you're going to bring down some sort of higher authority onto you that's unnecessary,
True.
right? Like just something small like that is a 5-minute hand wave. Hell, I'm 6 beers in and I thought of that, you know?
That's a lot of beers.
It's cool. It's cool. They're baby ones.
I believe you. I agree with everything that you just said. They weren't ready for that. Yeah. Anyway, stronger than before.
Meanwhile, the
Zeo.
ground beneath the original command center collapses with the Rangers falling in. Exploring this underground area, the Rangers hear Alpha's voice and find a teleporter.
Oh no.
As they bravely step into the unknown, they're greeted to Alpha and a brand new power chamber. But no Zordon in sight. Ending part 1. Part 2 kicks off with Zordon. Sorry for building up that tension, he's right there.
It's literally the next episode.
Oh, great.
Alpha and Zordon apparently built this secondary power chamber just in case something like this would happen. I really like it. It's way more sleek and futuristic
so
looking.
Cool.
Zordon then informs the Rangers about the Machine Empire, and with the power of the Zeo crystals, they'll be able to gain new powers to defend the Earth. Although, there is one problem.
Oh no.
There's 6 Rangers here, but only 5 Zeo crystals. Tanya nobly offers to step down since she's the least experienced. But it's actually Billy who offers to stay behind. He says that he'll be more useful in the command center, creating weapons and using his big brain to help the Rangers from the sidelines. It's a very sad moment that I'll sadly need to go into more later.
Yeah.
Billy, no, you look so good in a tank top.
He's wearing a tank top right now, too.
I know, that's why I said it.
Yeah.
I saw it, not even gonna lie, I didn't want to absolutely be a gooner on your stream, but I saw it back when I saw it back when the Power Rangers little base was destroyed and he was stood in the rubble and the wind was like batting against him and it was pulled back a little bit and you could see just like a tiny glimpse of chest.
Yeah.
From, like, yeah, and I like saw that and I was like, I've identified this. This has been seen.
You know what, Zanny? You have my permission to goon Max, okay?
Okay, because like, you know, now I'm a bit older. I'm appreciating how pretty everyone was on this show.
Absolutely. 100%.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, look at Demios' jawline. Look at that. He's mugging.
Look at like the jowls
That's
as
what
well.
I'm
Like, why is his face so carved? He looks like a Greek statue.
He is a very attractive man. I will say that 100%. 100%.
Right? Like I get why they needed him to cover up all the time because my God, like
Yeah.
mighty mewing Power Rangers.
Literally. All right.
Yes. Sorry. Yeah.
Don't be sorry.
Yes.
Don't be sorry because it'll happen again.
But yeah, with Billy no longer being a Power Ranger, officially ends the original Mighty Morphin era of heroes. Zordon bestows the crystal's new power onto the Rangers. Cat will be Zeo Ranger 1 pink, Tanya Zeo Ranger 2 yellow, and everyone else would get new colors. Rocky being Zeo Ranger 3 blue.
I will say, because I don't think he mentions it, when Rocky gets this color as blue, there's a moment where like Billy like visibly reacts to him being blue, and Alpha like consoles him. So it is a very like, oh, ow, my heart, you know.
Adam Zeo Ranger 4 green, and Tommy, of course, Zeo Ranger 5 red.
Surprise!
Zordon tells the Rangers that with their new powers, they'll be better than ever, and that the Power Rangers as we once knew them are gone forever.
I love this shot so much.
Why is Black in such a zesty pose with it?
Because it's Johnny Young Bosch now, you know? He's gotta have that
Like he's got the
pose.
hip hop. Do you see that the Alpha has like the hip hop?
Yeah, he's got the hip hop going.
He's got the hip hop and like the like shoulder shrug going on.
Oh,
like,
absolutely. Yeah,
he's
JYP hitting it hard.
Right, he is hitting it so hard. I'm taking damage through the screen. Like that is good. Look
Yeah.
at, bam,
100%. But I love this shot because every time they're in the power chamber from now on, the back wall is always lined with the MMPR suits.
Okay, I like that. That's a good touch.
It is a really nice shot because as soon as they finish morphing for the first time, or like they get their powers here, everyone takes off their helmets and you can see it's darkened. And then Zordon goes, "The Power Rangers as you know them are gone forever, but in their place is a new formidable fighting force." And it's just a wide pan shot showing all of the suits. And I love it. It is one of my favorite moments of the entire season. And it's just, it feels like a beginning. You know what I mean?
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that feels good.
Yeah.
Yep, we'll never, ever, ever see the
Okay, you didn't need to go like that.
Rangers morph into Mighty Morphin never again.
Listen, we didn't know. Okay, you know what?
I also love how this.
Shut up, okay? We'll get there eventually. That's the season that Connor is working on, oddly enough, where JYB just shouted "It's Morphin Time" from. So
it's Morphin Time.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there eventually. One day.
Zeus lined the walls of the power chamber. A really nice way to pay respects. The Rangers are then given Zeonizers, which are their new morphers. You just gotta hold them close to each other, I guess, and then they activate.
Yep.
The morphing sequence is nice, them saying they're Zeo numbered followed by their color. Although, I'm not really a fan of their suits. They're really basic with some gold around their necks. And I hate the miscellaneous shapes on their helmets.
So, the reason for the shapes, it matches the number that they are. So, Cat is Zero Ranger 1 because there's only one side to a circle. Tanya is Zero Ranger 2, and then 5-pointed star for 5.
5-pointed star, 3 is the triangle. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
And then the idea behind like the gold patterning is it's supposed to be like circuitry, where it's like they combined. They combined the ancient magic technology of the Zeo crystal with modern technology, kind of thing is the idea. You know.
Okay, I see it.
So I like a lot of the Zeo suits, but I understand the complaints on them, and I don't really think I can defend them too much, except for gold, because gold I think is genuinely just a fantastic suit.
Tommy's in particular, I always hated as a kid. Stupid star. King Mondo sends down the season's new foot soldiers, the Cogs. They're just as dumb as the putties, but can sometimes talk. The Rangers, of course, beat them up and save the construction site.
I don't know why it's in a construction site of all places first. It just looks like a back lot.
It feels like a bad place for them to debut the new fits, but what do I know?
Clearly more than 1996 does. I have to keep thinking about the year.
The episode ends on a high note, with everyone being reinvigorated with their new powers. The Zeo Beginning 2-parter is honestly not that good. The way I
there was a Zeo racing game on Super Nintendo, which was, for lack of better comparison, it's basically Super Mario Kart on Super Nintendo, but with a Power Ranger skin. It's actually pretty good.
Okay.
But it all has official Zeo music, which Means he can use
that
official Zeo
raises
music.
it. That
Yeah.
Okay, that like elevates it a bit.
Exactly.
Laid out the story sounded coherent, but the actual episodes are just a mess. We get like maybe 2 minutes of the Rangers talking.
Yeah.
Then we cut to the Machine Empire spewing evil nonsense. Then we cut to Rito and Goldar who stumble across Bulk and Skull. We then get more nonsense with Zed and Rita trying to retreat. Ranger stuff again for 2 minutes. More Bulk and Skull stuff. Then Zed and Rita. And then the Machine Empire. It's just such a nightmare editing-wise.
Yeah.
Obviously, the thing we care about the most is the Rangers getting their new powers. But the fact that we get 2 comedy segments scattered throughout is really disorienting.
Yeah.
They're trying to establish too much at once. On a positive note, though, the Zeo theme song kicks ass. It's a bit of a remix of the original Go-Go Power Rangers. It feels like a power-upped natural progression of the original.
It's so good! Ah! I love the Zeo opening.
It's a good one.
It is an absolute banger. But yeah, this is like the start of like the thing that I will say makes Zeo so much weaker for me. Because obviously I love the opening, and we're talking about how great it is, and I talked about how amazing that establishing shot is with the suits on the back wall, and how great the morph sequence is, and everything like that. But like those first 2 episodes, I had nothing but nostalgia for them, and then on my rewatch for Zeo Beginning, I was like, damn, this sucks, because it's like between 2 episodes, it's 5 minutes of Ranger stuff, and then 35 minutes of everything else. Yeah. It's a lot. And then the music's really bad aside from the opening. But here we are.
Theme. But with a bigger and badder threat on the horizons and the Rangers being more powerful than ever, what lies in store this season? Well, a lot of Mighty Morphin Season 1.
Yep.
Episode 3 is The Shooting Star.
Yep.
It's kind of a Tanya-focused episode. She already has a boyfriend.
Surprise!
Dang, girl. In the span of a day.
Listen, don't worry about it. One day, after teleporting here from Africa and getting forced to be a ranger, enrolls in high school, gets a boyfriend, has a cover identity, is staying somewhere in Angel Grove.
Zordon works that fast.
Listen, Zordon's got a backup for everything, you know?
Listen, I want to know what's the deal with Zordon being able to supply boyfriend.
I mean, at least it's for Tanya, and it's not Billy that's getting another girlfriend, right?
Oh no! Well, he used up all of his girlfriend supply, so he needed to even out the boyfriend supply. You know,
I think there's still one in the chamber, Zanny.
There's still one in the fucking chamber.
There's still one in the chamber. We're gonna get to it. Don't worry.
Hey, you left your home village, aged 10 years out of nowhere, and are a superhero fighting off an entire machine empire.
Surprise!
And you already got time to find the guy.
What? You don't understand. She's actually a 6,000-year-old vampire trapped in an 8-year-old body, but in reverse.
Oh my god!
You guys don't understand.
I love Nakia Burris, though, the actress that plays Tanya. She is so much fun in the show, and I just really like her.
You don't understand.
Actually, sure. This is like the opposite of the 6-trillion-year-old vampire trapped in a little girl's body. This is actually like both of these, but she like aged 10 years.
Yeah, because everybody was de-aged by 10 years. So she just grew back into what she was.
It wasn't that. I keep forgetting it's not an actual little kid. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, it's not an actual little kid.
I was like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, the whole world de-aged and then re-aged.
I think it's
because
we met her when she was a little kid. My brain has her tagged in as like, is she a little kid that was just aged up randomly and had her childhood stolen from her?
Surprise.
And then like, oh god.
Yeah.
Oh god, my mind went somewhere. Oh no.
It's okay. Tanya is a great character that definitely gets tons of time, development, growth, and definitely isn't a background ranger with Johnny Young Bosch.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Tanya is tutoring this guy Sean in math or whatever, but he actually just ends up stealing the answer sheet and plans on cheating. He tells Tanya this for...
I love this reaction gif. Like, look at her face. She's so done.
My days, I love that.
She's so it's so perfect. Just the
Oh,
slow
gosh.
like.
He tells Tanya this for some reason, and she tells him that cheating on a test is bad, and he won't learn anything.
True.
Meanwhile, we get some more Bulk and Skull shenanigans.
Oh yeah, they're junior police officers.
Oh,
Yeah, so they kept that from season 3 of MMPR where they passed the academy. So now they are.
oh, good for.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they are the true protagonists.
Yes, absolutely. We actually get a really good development for them this season, ironically, after their major comedy bit ends.
Okay.
Ooh.
I'm hanging on in there.
Yeah, hang in there. I'm not Roy Chiato. Get out of here. Mods, ban the mod.
Roy Chiato.
So there's a joke that people don't know how to say Chiato, which is why I always say it's like
Roy
a
Chiato, like a macchiato.
Exactly. So that's why I changed my intro to include that. So
Roy Chiato.
Yeah, there were sometimes people would say Chiato or Cheeto because they just didn't know how to say it, or Kaito or Chiato.
Kaito.
Yeah, and I was like,
Chiato. Roy Chiato.
oh my god, it's Chiato. Please, guys, I'm gonna scream.
I have been guilty of, like, when we first met, saying Chiato.
Yeah, I mean, like when people first meet me, it's like I understand because you look at it and you assume that it's a CH, sound. It's a ch. But
Roy Chiato.
now you know. Coffee.
Roy Chiato. Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, say that again?
Yeah.
Say that again?
Roy Chiato.
I just like it when you say my name.
Get used to it.
I forgot to mention, but Rito and Goldar stumbled upon the two,
Oh, yeah.
and Bulk and Skull took them under their wings, essentially making the monsters their slaves, which is uncool.
Yep.
But yeah, instead of a comedy duo, we now have a comedy quartet.
And that's where I say
Okay.
it's like kind of awkward.
Yeah. Okay. Like, I don't know. 4 and 5s just don't work in comedy.
Yeah, it is. It's weird because it's like they're still funny, but then forcing Goldar and Rito's comedy with them feels like it doesn't work, and it doesn't last the entire season.
I think it's the fact that, like, group comedy, when you're getting to like 4 and 5, isn't really a good fit. Whereas, like, when you do comedy and it's a quartet, but they break off into 2s and kind of switch around interchangeably, that's better. But when it's all 4 all at once, all the time, that's too much.
They do split off into 2s, but they never really lose the group dynamic.
Yeah, no, I hate it. I hate it.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work really well.
Yeah, no.
Yes, Rito is Rita's brother. So the skeleton guy is Rita's brother. Yeah. Super mega force mods ban them.
King Mondo sends down a monster and, well, the Rangers fight it. We do get some interesting stuff, though, with Billy being hard at work creating weapons for the Rangers.
Also, he abandoned every other outfit he had and went for the Steve Jobs look.
Nice. Love it.
It works for him. I think it does.
It does.
Yeah.
Such as the Zeo Megazord. I would say it's insane that Billy can just create a Zord, but he made a flying car. Anything's possible.
Honestly,
As much
that
as it
is
sucks,
true.
Billy
he quite literally did just make a flying car. And I think I could be wrong. At least the fan theory is they used the Ninja and the Shogun Zords to make the Zeo Zords. Because even though the Rangers' powers were destroyed, the Zords would still be there,
Right.
Or at least they should
They
be.
just use the parts. Yeah,
exactly. So I think that's the fan theory. I like that one because it's like, how in one episode did you make new Zords? And like it would make sense,
Yeah.
he isn't a Ranger. I do really like him in this role. He's kind of the backbone of this whole operation. The
He
Rangers
is.
destroy the monster, and Sean learns that he shouldn't cheat on a test. I totally forgot that was going on.
Yeah, because remember, it was a Tanya episode.
Yeah, she had some screen time. She said lines.
Yeah. You know what sucks is she talked about it later in the Turbo movie. I think she has like 10 lines total. Yeah.
In the Tonya episode?
No, in the Turbo movie.
Or the Turbo movie.
In the Turbo movie, I think she has like 10 lines total.
Girl, get that appearance fee. Get that appearance fee.
We will
and
get
out
to
of
it
there.
eventually, but there was an entire scene with her and Johnny Young Bosch scrapped where they had a morphed fight scene in the Zeo suits. And apparently, we keep hearing about this, and it kills me to this day that we're never going to get it. You know how we had the Snyder cut for Justice League?
Yes.
Apparently, there's a Turbo cut. Because the Turbo movie is like an hour and a half-ish. Apparently, the original cut for the Turbo movie was like 3 hours.
Give us the Turbo cut. Where's the 3-hour Turbo cut?
I think that shit is lost to time. I don't think we're ever going to get it.
Lost media. No.
Yeah, because like there's promotional imagery with Jason David Frank, Tommy, with a flamethrower, and that we never got that in the movie.
What?
Johnny Young Bosch and Nakia Baris both confirmed that they filmed an entire fight scene in the Zeo suits that we never got. So, yippee! Oh yeah, and Adam was supposed to apparently have a love interest in a mermaid that they completely cut from the movie.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. Anyway. We'll get to that when we talk about Turbo. That'll be next time.
Target Rangers. We finally get a Rocky-focused episode.
Yeah,
and they also
Rocky!
finally give him some kind of character. He's a bit of a lazy, slacker class clown. Great. That's what we came up with.
Yeah, remember in season 1 when they like immediately established him as like a goof-off kind of guy?
Yes, by touching a magic pachinko machine.
Yes! You remember!
Yes, he touched a pachinko machine and became stupid.
Yeah, they doubled down on it in Zeo.
Right.
So, again, I feel bad for Steve Cardenas, who is the actor that plays Rocky, because Rocky's writing is so bad. This is his character.
When I'm laughing, I'm not laughing at the concept of Rocky. I'm laughing at the writing. I want you to know that. I'm not laughing at Rocky. I am laughing at how poor the writing is regarding him.
Absolutely. 100% agree.
An idiot. He's partnered with a female classmate he clearly has a crush on. They're doing some computer project and she's taking it super seriously, while Rocky is more focused on flirting. Not well, might I add.
Yeah, He
offers to look after the project to prove he's responsible. Where naturally the Cogs ambush Rocky and Adam. They manage to fend them off, but not without stealing away the project.
Surprise! They took the backpack. Why'd you sigh? Wait, what happened?
Like, I looked and I was like, of course they're getting fucking ambushed. Of course the backpack's going to get stolen.
Yeah, of course.
Of course they're going to take the disc out of the backpack and make an evil monster out of it. Of course there's going to be something there. And I know that the game, and my memory says that the game becomes at the end fucking edutainment, where it's, you answer math questions, and if you get them wrong, a rocket gets thrown at you.
Damn. Zanny paid attention to the past video. I mean, when Connor said that it's basically MMPR again, he wasn't kidding. So
I'm sorry, I sounded so defeated.
You did. You honestly did. And I mean, you're so real for it, because this is where I start getting like frustrated, is immediately episodes like this. The fact that you were able to summarize the plot of this episode after a minute into the episode. You got it. You got it.
Rocky and Adam. They manage to fend them off, but not without stealing away the project.
Surprise.
The project is a fighting game the two are working on, and the Machine Empire are able to use that programming on a monster.
Surprise.
I like that aspect about this villain group.
Way.
They're able to essentially use any piece of technology to their advantage.
Yep.
But with Billy's help and the new Zeo helmets on the Megazord, they destroy the monster.
So the Zeo helmets, which we don't really get to see much of in this episode, I think there might be an individual episode for each one, but since each ranger has their own mecha that combines into the Megazord, each of them have a helmet that does something different. So the red gives them the sword. Pink's is like a giant cannon. Yellow's is like essentially a jetpack, but it's on the head. I can never remember. I think it's blue is gravity powers. And then green is just, it's like bull horns. So it's just bull horns so they can just, charge, which is kind of lame. But yeah. So I liked it as a concept. But yeah.
And Rocky even manages to sweet talk his way into a date. After she called him an idiot for losing the project in the first place.
Deserved. Honestly. Deserved.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
For crying out loud. That's exactly what I was doing during this episode.
True.
So Tommy and Kat are paired together for a school project on family care and relationships. So to make the project more realistic, Kat makes them look after a real baby. Thanks,
No!
Yeah.
No! No!
You-
They have fake babies for that fucking reason.
What? You mean you don't want to watch an episode where Power Rangers have to take care of a real baby?
No, I don't.
What?
What
That's-
happens if they get What happens if they get attacked?
What?
Do the
That's
robots discriminate
crazy.
against like kicking babies?
That's crazy. What happens if they get attacked? Man, that's a crazy concept.
I hope Jason David Franks has learned not to hit people full force since season 1 now. Now there's a baby on set.
We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out.
The only thing notable about this episode is Tommy. Seeing him in a vulnerable position is something we haven't actually gotten in a long time.
Oh yeah, he sucks. He is super terrible at looking after the kid. Like really bad.
Oh no.
So it's just funny because we get to see him out of his element and not be like the shining star. I think this is like one of the only times that happens.
Interesting.
Yeah.
He's usually Mr. Perfect that can handle anything, so seeing him actually human is refreshing. The rest of the episode is super annoying. The Machine Empire enhances this baby's crying to catastrophic levels.
I told you about this episode. There you go.
Okay, yeah, sure. Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Thank you for the super. To be fair, this concept worked in Batman Beyond. Yeah, but that's a cartoon.
With competent writing.
That's true. Batman Beyond slaps.
Like, let's not forget how often Batman Beyond has been praised for its writing over the years.
It's so good, man. Oh, Terry McGinnis is such a good character.
Yeah, see?
Yeah. Absolutely.
See, the concept works. It's always the execution that's lacking.
Yes. Absolutely. And the baby wasn't real. Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, don't they do this with like a bag of flour? Isn't that the point? Or like an egg?
So they usually, if you're like, you know, from like a cheap school, they give you an egg to look after. And if you're like, usually, because they're like high schoolers, usually they have like fake babies that they use.
Mm.
And they've got like little like babies that like cry and stuff like that, and they'll register if its cry goes unattended and stuff like that, and actually like have a log on it.
Can I ask, did you ever have a class like this when you were going through incubus school?
No.
I didn't either. So this
No,
is
they don't really-
so alien to me.
Yeah, the normal process with incubi is we do the fun part, and then it's not worrying about the thereafter.
I wish I even got taught about that. Honestly, I went to
got
weight room.
Really? Did you not get taught about the how the fun part works in school?
We got taught like the basics, but like it was the basics. It's like, here's a condom, here's how pregnancy works. No, we didn't even get to do that. I heard about that from
you put a condom on a cucumber?
Never. I was so mad because I heard that other people got to, and I was like, what?
They had okay, so they had two for us. They had a banana or a cucumber.
Okay.
I think they had both.
Sure.
And they got us to put the condom on the cucumber, and they talked us through it each time, right? So they said, always remember when you put it on, make sure the little sombrero is facing upwards.
Yep.
Because it looks like a little sombrero.
Yep.
When, you know, for those of you who aren't familiar, condoms when they're held flat have like a little sombrero rim to them.
He's right.
You make sure the sombrero is facing upwards. Then you roll the sombrero down, do your thing. They had one of those, and then they had an actual like actual pee-pee that they had, right? Like an actual plastic one.
Whoa.
And right.
What?
And yeah, and they got us to put it on there. The big test, right, for us was that you'd put it on the plastic pee-pee.
Sure.
But there'd also be like there was like a straw running through it, like a pump running through it, right? And what happened was the final test was you put it on, and then when it was done, the health room teacher they brought in would give the little pump a squeeze.
No.
And if you'd done it right, the liquid inside shouldn't leak out of the sombrero
That
you
is
put on.
that is insane to me. Man, this education would have been so useful to me. You know, I'm just saying. Anyway, instead we got taught about the Odyssey, which I guess is relevant now today. So, yippee.
Yes.
Rangers gotta find the source of the power and destroy it. It's just, you're hearing a baby cry for 20 minutes.
It's a lot.
Gets annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Also, that is quite literally, I think this is the stock footage. Because it is obviously a Japanese baby that's crying. Yeah, yippee.
Yeah.
Rangers in the outfield. It turns out Tanya is really good at baseball.
Also, another Tanya-focused episode. It's like episode 6, and she gets another episode.
You know what? Good for her.
Yeah! I agree. I concur.
She accidentally ends up embarrassing her boyfriend, Sean, in case you forgot, because she struck him out with her fast pitches.
Damn.
He's embarrassed because she's a
That's crazy.
girl and he's a boy. It's your typical...
Yeah, you know what? Why not Power Rangers tackle sexism? How about that?
Go for it.
Yeah.
this kind of episode. Meanwhile, King Mondo sends down a monster and it has nothing to do with baseball. There's go-kart chases and go-kart fight scenes, and then chase scenes and fights on paddle boats. Like, what is happening? This is...
Remember when I told you would notice when they like changed the formula?
Yeah.
There you go.
The go-kart chases are a choice.
Yeah.
Japanese. The episode also doesn't end on a happy note.
No, it does not.
Normally, the boyfriend would realize he was being a jerk about a girl being better than him at baseball. But no, Tanya wins the game and he's still upset about it. So she chews him out and breaks up with him.
Oh, good on
for
you.
her. Yeah, right.
Good on you. Get out of there,
him.
girl.
She don't need him.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely. No, 100%. Base Tanya, absolutely. Also one of the reasons I like her. One of the, it's her second character-focused episode. And the first one is cheating's not okay. The second one is stand up for yourself, especially when you're in the right.
Yeah, no.
Great character. Love her.
Great.
You
Love
know?
it. Literally nothing bad so far.
Absolutely. She's great.
I'm glad I got invested in their relationship. Every dog has his day. Cat brings in a...
I
Woof.
love this episode purely because I can talk about the Sentai footage, and I will show it when it happens because the Sentai episode is so cool. But we'll let it play.
Dog that can sniff fires. The dog eventually leads her to a cave, though, where the Machine Empire is planning on drilling to the center of the Earth and encasing the planet in lava.
Yep.
Damn, that's kind of brutal. Okay. I really like this episode, since there's no dumb teenager subplot. Kat gets noticed by the Cogs and tries to put up a fight. She gets knocked down a mountain and damages her communicator and Morpher. So she attaches her broken equipment to the dog's collar and sends him to the juice bar for help. And she just has to survive until reinforcements arrive. First real good episode of the season with nice tension and solid action.
Oh, they don't show it. Okay. So what a freeze frame. Jesus. Okay. This is a stunt dog. And in Japan, stunt dogs can do stunts. Stunts. So this dog runs through live explosions in the stock footage.
What?
So the story in the Sentai is the Pink Ranger is investigating reports of the Machine Empire, essentially, being in this mountain region. And obviously they're correct. But this mountain is apparently protected by a guardian dog spirit that helps travelers when they're lost get back to civilization. So the dog is actually a character in the episode, and the dog that they have that does this exact same thing that happens to Kat runs through live explosions because the bad guys realize what Kat's trying to do, so they shoot at the dog with bombs and explosions, and it runs through the explosions.
That's fucking gnarly.
It is amazing stunt work. Obviously, I don't think that shit would fly today. They would probably get in all sorts of trouble, but the shots look so good.
That's a very dangerous job. That is not suited for a person or an animal.
Yeah, not at all.
Maybe a child, but not a person or an animal.
But the dog is such a badass. But it is confirmed by the end of it that it's like the guardian spirit of the mountain, and it was protecting them, which is just a nice like Japanese like mythos thing, and it felt really cool. It's a really good episode.
I like that.
Yeah.
Puppet Blaster.
Oh,
There's
no.
this popular in-universe kids show host named Captain Pete and his little robot friend. Naturally, the Machine Empire take control of it and put all the kids under mind control.
Oh no.
It's another whatever episode. The best parts are actually with Adam training Tanya on how to do martial arts, since, you know, that's kind of important when you're a Power Ranger.
And she has zero martial arts training whatsoever.
Yeah, what has she really been doing? Like, how has she been getting by till now?
It's like Ranger powers. The concept is always when you morph, it kind of like imbues you with like fighting prowess, but it's like the 1.0, and then you need to build it from there kind of thing. They actually go into it with Kat in MMPR when she takes over for Kimberly. But they don't at all for Tanya, except for episodes like this. But I love these for Adam because he immediately takes on like the mentor role, and I think he does it really well.
Yeah, no, not gonna lie. I like that they've given these two lines away from the group together.
Yeah. And I think it's why they paired them together for like the Turbo movie as well. Cause like you know, they don't really get to do anything else.
Right.
Yippee.
I would have preferred more of this stuff as opposed to more annoying kids.
Yeah.
We don't actually know anything about Tanya, and Adam is
surprise
just there.
Hi, Adam.
It's so weird because while I do agree that in Zeo, Adam is just there, there's something about it because he basically got promoted to be second in command. Because Tommy is Zeo Ranger 5 and Adam is Zeo Ranger 4.
That's like the most lateral promotion ever, though.
Yeah, but remember, Rocky was the Red Ranger last season, and now Rocky's 3. So Rocky got
demotion.
Yeah, Rocky got demoted, and Adam got promoted.
He got demoted by 2.
Yes.
Not 1, 2.
Surprise. Yeah, I love Adam.
From manager down to intern.
It's pretty bad. Adam actually does have some pretty dope moments. He has one focused episode, or like 2 focused episodes that I think are really fun. They're not like crazy good plot wise, but they're just really fun episodes. And some of the episodes he gets are like, he gets really nice solo morphs where he is the one that does the roll call and nobody else is with him. And it just looks really cool because, surprise, Johnny Young Bosch in the 90s was a martial artist, so he knew what he was doing.
Nice.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Invasion of the Ranger Snatchers.
Also, these are Bulk and Skull's costumes from the first season.
Rocky, Kat, and Tanya are extras on a movie set.
Surprise.
So Prince Sprocket gets the idea to make his own movie, starring the Rangers and their immediate destruction. Again, it's a pretty alright episode. Prince Sprocket is actually a really fun villain.
Yeah.
I thought he'd be more of a comedy throwaway character, kind of like Goldar and Rito, but he's probably the most involved with creating plans and wanting to see the Rangers' destruction.
Surprise, the child monster is actually a monster.
That is good.
Yeah.
I like the idea of competency.
Yeah. Also, somebody says, honestly, was Rocky really the leader in Mighty Morphin? No, but he was definitely second in command as the Red Ranger. And you could see it by how they paced and blocked the Rangers, because it was always like white and then red was right next to him kind of thing. So, yeah.
As for the rest of the episode, it's really weird. The Rangers get trapped in some dimension where they need to fight off this sink monster
that's
that
horrifying.
shoots water out of it.
Yeah. But remember, it was supposed to be Goofy.
No.
And then they find their way out via a chicken coming out of a well. They jump down said chicken well, and it takes them to the desert where they are riding horses and need to save a bus from driving off of the cliff.
This is all pretty accurate to the Sentai as well. These transitions are like really wacky because it's the idea is I think they're on a TV show, and that was the bad guy's like plan. So he was making them go through like a bunch of different set pieces of TV shows, but they don't adopt that plot for this episode. So yeah.
And I guess the day is saved somehow.
Yeah, there's an explosion. Don't worry about it.
That was the most Power Rangers thing to ever happen.
Yeah.
Graduation Blues. A really good episode. After a clerical error, it turns out that Billy has enough credits to graduate high school early. Everyone's excited, apart from Billy himself. Naturally, he feels a bit directionless. He's now not only not a Power Ranger, but now doesn't even get to have the normal teenage high school life with his friends. Meanwhile, Sestro...
I love that he like forces that shit into his hand.
Right.
Like he's like, congratulations, you graduated. Get out. Get out.
He's allowed to
Leave.
stay in high school. It's like, you can leave now. You should go. Leave.
Yeah, get out of here right now. Leave forever. Yeah.
doesn't even get to have the normal teenage high school life with his friends.
He also doesn't get a graduation ceremony. He got a handshake from the principal in the office, so he doesn't get to walk. You know?
He just got thrown clean out.
And again, it's like I don't think they intended it to be this way, but this also feels like a slate against like Billy as a character.
Mm.
You know? I think it was more so them justifying why Billy isn't around as much to like, oh, he's working at the command center, like on mech and tech and weapons and stuff like that for the Rangers. So it explains why he has so much more free time to do that stuff. I think is the idea, but it comes across really,
Yeah,
it comes across really not good.
Meanwhile, Sestro, the blue alien ranger, crash lands on Earth in search of Billy.
Remember the Alien Rangers?
what?
True.
It seems there's an issue on Aquitar that requires Billy's genius mind. All while this is happening, King Mondo sends
oh no, that's a horrible write-off. Oh no, Roy, no. There's an
Zanny,
issue with Aquitar that
Zanny.
requires Billy's genius mind.
Hey, it's gonna be okay, okay? I promise.
It's not, Roy.
Hey, it's gonna be okay. Take my hand. Interlock the fingers. I got you. It's gonna be okay.
I have to go now. My people need me.
So, I will tell you just so you're not so sad. This is not his write-off.
It feels like such a bad write-off.
This is not it.
You don't understand, okay?
I do.
You need to. Billy needs to go to a home planet on the other side of the galaxy to be gotten rid of.
This is not Billy's write-off yet.
Uh-huh.
However, his write-off is worse. I will prepare you for that now.
Why?
It's not his write-off yet. We're still too early in the season. But his write-off is worse, and I will say that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Listen, hey. I'm clasping my hands around your face. We're going to make it, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Mwah.
Okay.
monster to try and hijack Sestro's ship and utilize its advanced alien technology. It's another really solid episode. It has plenty of great action mixed in with the drama of Billy. He's on the fence about up and leaving Earth to help the Alien Rangers, but by the end of the episode, Billy decides to actually leave Earth and help the Aquitians. What's sad is that he doesn't even say goodbye to the other Rangers. He just kinda up and leaves.
It is, yeah, it is really unceremonious.
Oh.
It is. I mean, part of the reason is because like they were dealing with the monster, and they were like, "Billy, go! Like you have to go now, Billy. We'll deal with the monster. Go!" And they do, and then it's like, "Oh, he left."
Yeah, no, that. Billy, get out of here, Billy, go, run. Oh, he's actually gone.
Yeah. Oh, he actually left. Whoa, that's crazy.
Oh wow.
Like I said, this is not his write-off, but his write-off will be worse.
Luckily, though, this isn't the end of Billy, and he will return to Earth in the near future.
There you go.
And besides, it's not like they just write Billy off the show like he's nothing, right?
Connor knows. Connor has good opinions about it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
A few bad seeds.
Okay. So remember when we said we don't like Rocky?
Yes.
It's because of episodes like this, too.
Oh, no.
We get another Rocky-focused episode, once again showing off his incompetence. Again, great character choice for him.
Ooh.
The class have to grow plants for some school project, and Rocky grows this monstrous plant that eats metal.
It's literally little shovel hearts.
Little shop, harvest, little shop.
Feed me, Seymour.
Oh, it's like, feed me. Does it have to be human? Feed me. Does it have to be mine? Feed me. Well, where am I supposed to get it? Feed me. Like, I was in Little Shop of Horrors in case you couldn't tell.
It's so good. I could see you.
Yeah.
I could see you doing that. Yeah, it's Audrey too, or Audrey the second.
It's Audrey too.
Adam
Oh.
asks him where he got the seeds, and Rocky just says, I don't know.
Yeah, quite literally, that's the. I feel like he should have just said internet, because like in the '90s, like that. I think that would have been a funny joke.
Naturally,
Yeah,
this is the plant
that-
growing
yeah.
in size and into
Yeah.
this giant monster that the Rangers need to put down. Mainly Rocky, since, you know, it's his mistake that got us here. Still a nice episode that lets Rocky take charge a bit.
So the unfortunate thing is, this is a bastardized plot from O-Ranger. You see how there were two of these monsters together?
Yes.
They're brothers. And I think they were like bounty hunters working for like the bad guys, because they're not actually machines, or like they're part machine or something like that. But
okay.
so I think it's literally like one of them is betrayed and sacrificed by the machine empire against their will, and it doesn't even do anything. So the other one gets like super pissed and rebels against the machine empire and gets killed for it. It's like a really like, whoa, it's like a villain plot.
Yeah.
And they
right?
just- and
Okay,
they
very
just-
dramatic.
They just don't do anything with that, and it makes me really sad, because it's like, whoa, you know?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
And instead it's a Rocky focused episode showing how incompetent he is again. Man. How about a good Adam episode?
Those exist.
We got a good. I mean, I feel like Adam's only had good episodes, to be fair.
I haven't seen him get too many episodes so far,
I mean,
though.
that's true. He only had like 3 in Mighty Morphin in general, and then like
Like,
that's it. And
yeah,
I'm
no,
a
he's
frog
had
line.
3 episodes. I didn't even know that if he had episodes. I thought it was something that came later.
Time for Adam.
This, in my opinion, is probably the best episode of the entire season.
It's pretty good.
We finally get an Adam-focused story. 12 episodes in.
Wow.
Seriously, he's not beating the background ranger allegations.
No, he is
Anyway,
not.
Angel Grove High has
No,
this
he is
hooded
not.
piano player that plays beautiful classic music. King Mondo hears this and wants to kidnap him as a gift for Queen Machina. So he sends down the cogs to kidnap them, but they're stopped by Adam. Meanwhile, Adam is...
I love that glare. Like, can we just talk about how he just
Like-
stares them down?
He's
Look,
ready for it.
Yo,
Look at
he is
that.
so ready. It's so good.
by Adam. Meanwhile, Adam is forced to take a music class for school because he signed up for classical writing, an elective he's already taken multiple times.
Oh yeah, he's a writer.
Okay.
Which is
Okay,
honestly
nice.
kind
We
of
stand a
funny because
writer.
that's
Yeah.
exactly what I did in middle school. I took a beginner guitar class like 4 times because I knew it would be an easy A. So seeing a Power Ranger do that makes him like me for real.
I also did that in high school because I did it. I did after I took like commercial art classes, which taught me how to like the business of art. Which I don't know if you guys knew this. I used to do like art where like I would make jewelry, draw comics, do physical like sculpting art, and then my parents didn't support me, so I dropped it and then I let it go. And then I got into computers and I did like Photoshop and stuff like that. And then I did that for like the rest of high school. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
The more you know.
Throughout the episode, we see cogs and monsters alike trying to steal this mysterious piano player, each time being stopped by the Rangers. Come the end of the episode, though, Adam manages to sneak up behind this mysterious piano player and reveals their identity. And it's none other than Skull.
Were you expecting that?
No.
Good. They hide it really well.
We get this really heartwarming scene between Adam and Skull, where we learn that Skull actually likes classical music and has been practicing since he was 3. But he hides this passion
Aww.
because he thinks it would be seen as uncool, even dropping the line,
I don't want anybody to laugh at me.
which kinda hurts even more after watching Mighty Morphin, where almost every episode would have Bulk and Skull being embarrassed and getting laughed at.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yup.
Wait, now that's sweet. Oh no.
Yup. It's like I said, Zeo does a good job of making you care about Bulk and Skull more.
Oh.
It gets better, okay? It gets better.
Skull's also afraid of what Bulk might think, and Adam tells him that if Bulk's really his friend, he'll understand. Later that night, there's a concert where Skull performs on the piano. Bulk shows up and isn't shocked to see it. After Skull's song, Bulk goes up there and tells him that that was the most beautiful thing he's ever seen, and everyone gives Skull a round of applause. The episode just has so much heart. I also liked how the episode dropped hints that it was Skull this whole time. Bulk makes fun of classic music at one point and Skull doesn't laugh. He mentions that Adam is pretty good when he plays some basic tunes.
Yeah.
And seeing the comic relief character have a heartfelt moment with a ranger always feels nice.
Because remember,
yeah,
it's not
I like that.
It's not bully and victim relationship anymore. Not since like season 2, season 3-ish when they had the cast change. So they get to have this like different dynamic now, which is such a good feeling, and they finally take advantage of it.
Okay, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a step
We needed
up.
more moments like this. It also helps that Jason Narvi actually knew how to play the piano and had some serious talent at it.
Yeah, so he actually is playing piano in this scene. Yeah, Jason Narvi's crazy. He's such a great guy. I was so lucky to meet him and Paul Schreier, who plays Bulk, together at the convention that I cosplayed at, and both of them were exactly 100% exactly how you want them to be. So,
Okay, I love that. That's actually so good, though.
yeah, absolutely.
Let's hope we get some more genuine Bulk and Skull stuff like this, though.
I will also say, Bulk and Skull were so successful, and I think we talked about it briefly. We talked about that they have a spin-off, right? That never got picked up.
Right, yeah. They went away to film a pilot, and it wasn't like a first season, and no one ever ran with it.
Yep. So that was assumedly going to be a big break for them. But around this time, and I think a little bit in Mighty Morphin as well, Paul Schreier and Jason Narvi started getting into the production side of things with Power Rangers, not just acting. So they became like producers and writers on episodes, and you can see credits for them spread throughout the franchise.
Interesting.
Yeah. And still to this day, Paul Schreier as Bulk has the most amount of episodes that any one character has ever been in, even more than Tommy.
Okay, but that makes sense because Bulk was in like Mystic Force, and he was in like In Space as well.
Yeah, he's in MMPR all the way up through Lost Galaxy.
And like Lost Galaxy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then back in Samurai.
Yeah, no, so like if anything, it makes sense. Yeah, no, it's good. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, he's with Skull's son in Samurai.
Green screen. This episode is all about this cool and radical new thing called the
internet.
You can send emails and do all kinds of research.
Listen, it was 1996. I don't know what to tell you.
My goodness.
Okay. Wait, was Bulk in Mystic Force? I don't think he was. I think that was just maybe a mismemory. I don't think he was in Mystic Force.
I swear, were they in Mystic Force?
Mystic Force is way later in the Disney era.
But they weren't turned into monkeys in Mystic Force.
That's Turbo.
That's where I've confused it.
There you go.
Like, because I thought Magic turned them into monkeys.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, okay, but you can see why I thought Magic turned them into monkeys, right?
I think it was a bomb. Or an explosion. Or both. That's a running theme.
We'll get
in
to that.
Turbo.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Bombs and explosions, running theme in Turbo. We'll get there.
Search on it. Nothing makes me happier than seeing old-ass 90s internet. Tanya accidentally downloads a virus, and we get this dramatic countdown, like that's how that works.
Yep.
And this classmate doing some epic Matrix hacking to stop the virus.
Oh my god. Oh no.
It's so funny because the Matrix hadn't come out yet, because Matrix was 99. No. So it's like, this guy is literally like, don't worry, I just got to get into the mainframe and back up the quadrilooper. And it's like, bro, what are you talking about?
I just got to grab the quadrilooper processor via the Cinefactor.
I just got to download more RAM. Hold on a sec.
I'm downloading more RAM. Hold on.
Oh my gosh, dude.
This gives King Mondo the idea to infect all of the technology on Earth with a virus, making everything malfunction and hostile.
Wow, it's crazy.
Kinda like Y2K years before it was a thing. That's right, everyone panicked, but if they watched Power Rangers Zeo, they might know what to do. So the Rangers need to fight and destroy this monster that's the source of the virus, and make the internet a safe place once again for everyone to visit. Yep,
Oh, thank
the internet
goodness.
is still a great place for happiness. We do, however, end the episode with Billy saying that he's
Hey!
already helped the Aquitian planet and is on a spaceship heading back to Earth.
There you go. See,
Oh,
he's coming
quick.
back.
Why the fuck did they send him away to begin with then? If he was just gone for like one episode.
So, at least from what I understand, plot story-wise, they were doing this to continuously build the mythos and to kind of be like, hey, remember, Aquitar was a thing in season 3. We want you to remember that Power Rangers doesn't just take place on Earth. Remember, there are other planets, there are other worlds, other places that have Rangers. It's literally just a reminder of like, hey, the world is bigger than just Earth.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually decent writing.
Yeah, it's the ironic thing is like you were getting really sad and was like, this is actually a decent episode. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah, no. The fact that they were like down to do decent writing when normally there is not decent writing.
Yeah. So yeah, he's on his way back in a spaceship, and he's on his way back. Yippee! Surely nothing bad will happen.
Yeah, no.
Leading
up.
into the next episode, Mr. Billy's Wild Ride.
Ooh.
On his way back home, Billy's ship
Billy's
gets blasted
spaceship
by
was
King
destroyed on his
Mondo.
way back home to his own home planet.
You
He will not
cannot.
be back.
No, come on. You don't think they just blow up Billy in space, do you?
Spaceship was destroyed on the way back to his home
You don't
planet.
think they just kill
And then
Billy?
At the end, and then at the end, the fucking they'll have a present. A Zordon will come out, and he'll say, "Hey kids, we know that normally when things die on TV, they come back the next week. Well, not Billy." And that'll just be the end of the episode.
Damn. Let's find out.
Destroying all controls, most form of communications, and even the heat. Not only that, but the ship is now on a direct course for the sun. Which I guess solves the cold problem he was facing.
True.
It's a really well-paced episode. Slowly, things start to go more and more wrong. And without Billy actually in the command center, they have no idea what they can do to help.
It really is a moment of like, holy shit, Billy is the backbone of the team, and we're useless without him. Yeah.
We love Billy.
Yeah.
It turns out the Machine Empire was also hatching some kind of plan on Angel Grove, and the Rangers ambush them and steal a device. This allows them to shoot a beam into space that can correct Billy's trajectory and bring him back to Earth safely, where I'm sure now he'll stay with the team forever and ever. So, as you may have noticed so far, a lot of these episodes feel like Mighty Morphin Season 1.
Yeah.
The teenagers dealing with some random high school nonsense, and then the monster of the day shows up to just be defeated. Sure, there have been a few exceptions, but nothing too special in terms of story or character development. However, that's about to change with the next batch of episodes.
Yeah.
There's no business like snow business.
Okay. So, as they get into this, I'll give you my spoiler-free real quick.
Mhm.
The first episode of this is great. And you can already see that it's going to be a multi-parter. Every other part of this multi-parter is god-awful.
Oh,
And I really dislike it.
I'm used to the multi-part as being good.
Nope. Not this one,
Is this not
unfortunately.
the one? Not the
Nope,
one?
this is not Taern. This is not the run.
Oh,
God. Yeah, you
dear.
guys already know what's coming. Yeah, buckle in. Things are about to get
dear.
bumpy.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, I took my shirt off.
Well, I'm not complaining. Listen, I'll join you, you know? Wait, no, I can't. Because if I take my shirt off, chat will then redeem the other thing and I'll be shirtless. And we can't do that unless we have $100 super chat.
Oh my god, right.
Listen, I can't just put out the personality for free. I have to know my worth.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Okay.
Part 1. The episode starts off like normal.
Oh, yeah,
with
Ernie's still here, by the way. They still hang out at the juice bar.
Oh, really? It's still open?
Yeah, though the funny thing is Angel Grove High School, I think is a different set or at a different location. I have no idea. Anyway.
with everyone hanging out in the juice bar.
Yeah.
That is until Tommy receives a letter. A letter from Kimberly. She says
Hey!
everything in Florida is going great, what with her Olympic training and whatnot, but she says that something's happened. She's met a new guy.
Oh
Someone
no.
that she's fallen in love with. Yep, Kimberly breaks up with Tommy via letter. She totally would have texted if they had cell phones.
Absolutely. Also, thank you for the $2 super. That's not 100, guys. Come on. I'm kidding. Don't actually, guys. Please don't. But yes, so she Dear John lettered him.
Yes, I remember this.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a pretty heavy way to start the episode. Tommy, of course, needs to step away for a bit to be alone. We get a montage of Tommy and Kimberly, and it's pretty sad. Tommy has always been portrayed as Mr. Perfect, so it's like, how much better could this new guy really be? The out-of-universe reason for the breakup was most likely due to Amy Jo Johnson no longer being a part of the show.
Oh yeah, thank you so much!
And someone we'll most likely never see again didn't make much sense.
Kimberly never returned to the show in person.
Huh.
Yeah. So they were 100% right, which is really unfortunate. Always really sad that Kimberly never came back. She was indirectly involved in other pieces of the franchise, but never the show again.
Interesting.
Yeah.
To try and cheer Tommy up, Billy and Kat take him to a snow resort for a weekend of fun.
Also, somebody mentioned it in chat. There's actually a comic variant to this, which I really like because I think it adds.
Oh, you've told me this. You told me this. I know this. I know this lore.
Yeah, good.
Okay, so the thing here is that in the comics, didn't Zordon get Kimberly to send the letter to protect Tommy or something like that?
Not Zordon. She did it herself.
Oh. I would have been so fucked up if Zordon did it.
It would have been, because Zordon's kind of a piece of shit in the comics, not gonna lie.
Yeah,
but like in a fun way.
Sense.
So she sends him the letter, and it's revealed after she sends the letter that she felt that it wasn't fair to him while dealing with all of that. While dealing with trying to save the world and being a Power Ranger, for her to kind of chain him down. And that it wasn't fair. And it's a really like, because at first you're like, oh wow, like that sucks. Like Kimberly met someone else. That really hurts. But then like you read the comic and it's like, oh, she's crying writing the letter and like really emotional about it. And it's like, oh, this hurts even worse now because she doesn't actually want to break up with him. But like, oh, yeah, it hurts.
The rest of the episode is honestly just epic snowboarding montages set to epic 90s rock. During this montage,
it sucks. The epic 90s rock sucks. It's so bad.
I don't know. I need to hear the epic 90s rock before I can make a decision on it.
I cannot remember,
it could
but
be
it's
actual 80s. It could be actual 90s epic rock.
It's like one or two words said over and over again.
Oh, when they'd be like, power, Rangers, power,
to that effect.
Rangers, power.
And this is one of the episodes where I especially go, I hate the music of Zeo. Because like the opening's so good and the Gold Ranger theme is so good. And then the rest of the fight music that we get is songs like that. And it's just like, why?
I don't hate those.
Yeah.
Though,
anyway,
Tommy and Billy actually run into a famous snowboarder, Heather, and hang out with her, teasing a possible attraction between her and Tommy. The Cogs are sent to attack the Rangers and remove the safety markers on the hill.
Whoa!
Heather flies past it and is barely hanging on for dear life.
That's crazy.
Ending part 1.
Ooh.
Oh no! That's end of
Huh?
part 1.
Huh?
Part 1's over. Remember that Kimberly broke up with Tommy?
Yes.
Yeah, and then they came up here to snowboard.
That doesn't feel like a part 1. That just feels like a self-contained episode.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Anyway.
Part 2 kicks off with Tommy using his smarts to tie everyone's jackets together to use it as a rope to save Heather.
Whoa!
Furthering her attraction to him.
Crazy!
Meanwhile, back on Angel Grove, the weather is surprisingly hotter than usual. So, what's the deal? Is King Mondo using some device to increase the heat? Well, not exactly.
Nope.
You see, the reason it's so hot in Angel Grove is due to global warming.
This is not a joke. It is actually a PSA for global warming in 1996.
In Power Rangers.
In Power Rangers.
Like, let's not fudge that.
Yeah.
It's Power Rangers.
Yep. It is not an evil villain plot. It is a literally like they explain what global warming is.
Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, why not? Why not? Sure. Why the fuck not? Sure.
Remember when I said Zeo on rewatch was not very good? It's kind of for like episodes like these, and that it's combined into a multi-parter where Kimberly broke up with Tommy and they shoe in a PSA about global warming, and it just doesn't feel like it fits. So yeah.
Are you all aware of what the greenhouse effect is?
What?
It's the warming of the Earth's atmosphere due to increased levels of carbon dioxide in the air.
Yes, Power Rangers.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Hey, Chubby, thank you for the super sending love to the 2 hottest men I know. Damn, that's crazy.
Yes.
How topical. Yeah, Zanny, what's wrong? Something wrong?
Oh, well, first of all, thank you, Chummy. Love that. Also, love the Netherling profile picture. Love that. Second, the fuck is like an 8-year-old gonna do watching about the fucking greenhouse effect? What's a fucking 12-year-old gonna do learning about the greenhouse effect in Power Rangers?
Well, you see, this episode was almost 30 years ago, so that 8-year-old or 12-year-old is probably close to being 40 now or in their 40s already. So clearly they've developed a career to the point where they can do something about global warming, right? And they're not just funny internet people with nice muscles and really hot people standing beside them talking about a children's show from 30 years ago.
Yeah, sure.
Who like men.
Yeah, sure. So the Power Rangers are Greta Thunberg. It's good to know.
You know, it's true.
Exact show I trust to handle topics like global warming.
Absolutely.
But I remind you, the next season of Power Rangers is focused on cars.
Okay. In their defense for the next season, the source material, the Sentai season, is a comedy season where the cars are powered by the 5 ancient car constellations in the night sky.
The car constellation.
Yeah, the five mystical car constellations in the night sky. You know, they're right next to the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper. Yeah, they're powered by car magic. Car Ranger is a wild ride. Their tagline is fighting for traffic safety, okay? It is a wild ride, and it's so funny because they never take themselves too seriously, and it's always an entertaining ride. Car Ranger is so good, man. I'm just saying. Anyway. Zanny,
yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying to process all of this. I'm like, yeah, there are cars and there's global warming, and why the fuck would you put in global warming in this show?
There's a logical explanation for that.
But anyway, yeah, the 3-parter has a split focus on both the Tommy breakup story and global warming. I'm not sure why they even bring this up, because it's not like the Rangers then try to take part in recycling or alternative energy.
Literally nothing, yeah.
They just go back to fighting a monster and hoping that fixes everything.
That's it.
Meanwhile, Heather is clearly gaining more and more affection for Tommy, but Tommy isn't so receptive. I mean, Jesus, they did just break up a day ago. Give him some time.
Yeah.
Kat, however, feels bad that Tommy and Heather never got to go on their date, and invites Heather to Angel Grove for a surprise dinner date with Tommy, where again, he's clearly just not that interested. Their date's also at the juice bar. Like, come on, Kat, anywhere else would have been more romantic.
Yeah.
Not like it matters, though. When Rocky and Adam come barging in for Ranger business, Tommy once again leaps at the chance to leave.
I will also say, how old is Tommy, Zanny?
18, 19?
He hasn't graduated yet. He's still in high school.
17?
Could be. And this woman introduced herself as a professional snowboarder. The 90s were a wild time.
Aha.
The 90s were a wild time. I honestly just don't think that they expected audiences to put that together.
What in the age gap?
We have no idea how old she actually is. She could be like 17 as well, and she could be a child prodigy. But like, she never says that. She's just introduced as a professional snowboarder. And to me, that means adult. If you're a professional anything, you're an adult. Tommy is, however, canonically a high schooler, which means he is at least under the age of 18.
Okay, like it's oh god, oh no. It's confusing.
Yeah. Anyway.
Heather, of course, not being too happy. And yeah, bro, she doesn't have Power Rangers teleportation. She probably drove multiple hours just to see you. I think the 4 other Rangers can handle some D-level monster.
Probably.
So Tommy ditches the date, Heather is upset and leaves, and the Rangers defeat the monster.
Wow.
Coming back to the juice bar, Kat apologizes for setting this date up, and the two share a cute little moment, closing the episode with a dance.
What's wrong? What's wrong, Zanny? What's wrong?
Okay, I'm just okay. I'm gonna say some words here. I'm gonna say some words.
Okay.
So Kimberly's gone. She's out the show. Fine,
yes.
cool.
Yeah,
whatever,
Kimberly's gone
right?
forever.
Kat, who was originally meant to be a replacement and worm her way in to force Kimberly kind of out and get in that way, has now taken Kimberly's spot as the Pink Ranger. And also has taken Kimberly's boyfriend.
Oh.
And also has now positioned herself to be like the go-to girl for the team.
That's an interesting story you got there.
This is like full-on like usurper behavior. It's like when you knock someone over the head and steal their family.
Yeah. So, yes, 100%. And there's a lot of people that from the beginning ship these two together because of their
shared evil.
Yeah. And stuff like that. And they're like, oh, it's such a great couple and everything like that. And I was just thinking about exactly what you just said. And I'm like, it feels a little uncomfortable at times, but I do understand.
Yeah, it feels like kind of when you want to be with someone, so you knock their partner over the head and I don't know, like wear their face or something.
Oh my god, Leatherface, not the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Literally just like,
Jeez.
oh yeah. Am I perfect for you now, darling? Am I perfect for you now?
That is terrifying. Oh my god. Oh my
god. You know what a really good twist-a-roo would be like? Oh, she was actually still evil the whole time.
It would be really funny.
And this was just a long play.
Would it be crazy if someone turned evil this season?
It happens every season.
I mean, listen, you're 100% right. You're 100% right on that.
Yeah. Although, not really, since this is obviously what they wanted to happen. Creating a romance between Tommy and a Ranger who would actually be on screen.
Whoa!
Which I do believe in canon, Tommy and Kat are still together and even have a son.
It's true. This is officially when they're not like together, but this is like the start of it, and they are the canon couple in Power Rangers.
Oh.
So we reached endgame for Tommy and Kat's relationship.
Oh.
Yeah. And they do have a son who also becomes a Ranger.
Well, of course, nepotism.
Yeah, of course.
Of course, Ranger nepotism.
Is okay. I like Tommy needing to deal with a problem he can't solve with fighting. He's never been emotionally vulnerable since dealing with his Green Ranger powers in Mighty Morphin Season 1 and 2. There was a bit too much filler, like the global warming stuff and Bulky Skull side plots.
Mm-hmm.
And the storylines don't stop here.
Yippee!
The next episode is Inner Spirit. So,
can you... Can you guess what's happening now, Zanny?
It's the one. It's the one. It's the one. It's finally the one. Oh my goodness.
Hey, dear, thank you so much. I promise I will check it after stream just so I can focus on Zanny here. Thank you.
During the Alien Ranger miniseries, Kid Tommy received his Zeo crystal from a Native American chief.
That's crazy.
Where now Tommy is having nightmares, fearing that the Megazords are in some kind of danger.
And also, Tommy is the Red Ranger now.
Yeah.
With ties to Native Americans.
Uh-huh.
Anyway.
After leaving the juice bar, he runs into
Listen,
another
at least
Native
they're not
American
being
and
as
offers him a
obvious as
ride.
season
His
1.
name-
Yeah, it's yeah.
Is Sam, all while receiving spiritual words of wisdom. Later in the day, a monster attacks, and it's pretty powerful.
Whoa.
It's able to drain power and become stronger while doing so.
Whoa, that's
the
crazy.
monster is able to severely weaken the Zords and put them out of commission. Luckily, Billy and Alpha have created a backup Zord for Tommy to use.
Just
the
Tommy.
Red Battle Zord.
Yeah.
What's interesting about it, though, is that it's controlled and linked directly to Tommy's mind, meaning the monster can't drain the Zord's power. However, with everything going on in Tommy's life, mainly his breakup, he can't think straight and his mind is a mess.
I actually genuinely love this as a plot because it's like we're so used to seeing Tommy like being perfect and always winning and everything like that, and to see him flailing the Zord around like this, you know?
Yeah, no, I kind of like that imperfectness there.
Yeah. Fail, Tommy. Yeah, into the fire. Into the fire.
Causing the Zords to act erratically and not respond to Tommy's commands. He manages to quickly center himself for a bit and uses the blasters to destroy the monster.
Yippee!
It's a hollow victory, though, since the main Zords themselves still need 3 days to fully recharge. And with Tommy still having an internal conflict and not thinking straight, he decides the only way to clear his mind is to go on a vision quest.
We finally made it, Zanny. It's your favorite part.
we got to it. We're here.
We're finally here now. Oh my gosh.
We made it all the way.
I guess that's one way to do it. And the next episode, Challenges, is just that. Tommy runs into a guy who bears a striking resemblance to himself.
Well, that's
but
crazy.
ignores it for now. Sam, the Native American from the last episode, shows up and helps Tommy with his quest, simply telling him to follow the Falcon to find his answer.
I actually liked that this was a Falcon, because the Falcon Zord.
Yes, but also, did that man just make a Falcon appear out of nowhere?
Yes, he did. You're telling me this is a misrepresentation of Native American culture? That's crazy.
I wouldn't know. I don't know about such things.
Me neither. I'm whiter than white bread.
The B plot
I know
has
nothing.
Adam taking boxing lessons. Why not? You give the guy something to do. Or of course, Prince Sprocket sends down a boxing monster, and the two got a box.
It's morphin' time!
Oh yeah, this is a solo morph. It just looks cool.
Adam sometimes seems to take over as second in command when Tommy's not around.
Yeah!
Which again is kind of funny since he never does anything.
He's there. At least he's not like, you know, losing discs or like spawning cactus monsters.
That's the thing. Rocky is always like I understand why he got demoted as violently as he did.
Yeah. He's present. Yeah. Also, ironically, all of the O-Rangers in the Sentai all have different martial arts styles, and Green's is boxing. So that's probably why they wanted to start incorporating it for Adam.
Okay, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
But it's not even Adam who defeats the monster. Tommy needs to stop his vision quest to go help fight the monster and destroy it. This was Adam's B-plot. We don't need Tommy to do everything. He returns back to his vision quest and sees that Tommy-looking guy from earlier dangling from a cliff.
Before we get to that, though, I will explain it. And again, because they handled it way better in the Sentai, the Green Ranger teaches the Red Ranger how to box. And it becomes I can't fight him because the mecha are out of commission, but you have the Red Battle Zord. You can go fight him. And if it's just you, let me teach you how to box so you can box with him. And it's a growing episode and a training episode. So it like makes sense why only Red can handle it. You know?
Okay.
Yeah. Also, welcome in Raiders. Hi. Hi. We are watching Power Rangers Zeo. Come have fun with Zanny and I. Yippee.
He can either help him or choose to continue and follow the Falcon.
The Falcon.
He, of course, does the right thing and saves this guy, who we learn is David, and also has the other half of Tommy's arrowhead, making David Tommy's brother. Yup. Tommy's a Native American. Why not?
Surprise!
No. Why? No.
What's wrong?
No.
Zanny, what's
no.
wrong?
No.
Zanny, what's wrong?
No, I feel like this wouldn't fly in 2025. I feel like I'm not trying to be woke. But like I feel like that wouldn't quite, you know.
Okay. It's an interesting thought. Let's see if it pans out.
Found
Hey,
in
Roy.
Lost continues
I'm
the
Native American now. Oh my god. I'm Native American by the plot.
I'm screaming.
Ignore the British accent.
Yeah. Oh no. Man, Power Rangers did some wild things back in the day. Whew.
Brotherly storyline, with Tommy taking David back to Angel Grove to introduce to his friends. Now you might be thinking, dang, how'd they find someone who actually looks like Jason David Frank's brother?
Whoa.
Well, that's because he is Jason David Frank's brother.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That's crazy.
Eric Frank. It's super cool that brothers got to actually play brothers. And you can tell they're related. They have almost the same exact inflection in their voice when they talk and
It's so funny, and I've called this the Jason David Frank effect, and you'll hear it.
say their lines.
Wild
Tommy
dial.
is usually very breathy when he talks. It almost sounds like he's always out of breath, you know?
I don't understand.
That. And that it's so funny because I feel like that has transitioned oddly enough into English voice acting to some degree, where like you hear that a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. And I don't hate it. It's just I always think of it as Jason David Frank. You know, it's the Jason David Frank impression.
Effect,
Yeah.
And they both do it.
Hey, nice try, David. Why'd you do that? But you're better than me.
After a little argument, David steps outside and gets kidnapped by the Machine Empire.
Oh no!
Being placed in a
Wait.
Do you want to see that
teleport graphic.
Yeah.
Yes.
After a little argument,
Yeah,
David steps outside and gets kidnapped by the Machine
He had to go as people needed him.
I have to go. My people need me.
Exactly. They yoinked them up.
They hit the
Empire.
yoinky sploinky.
They really did. They yoinked and sploinked it.
being placed in a
They
cave,
sploinked everywhere.
adding on to Tommy's
Oh my god. Listen, I'll show you where you can sploink later, okay? Listen. I'll show
Oh
you.
yeah. Yeah, just be sure to be exact.
I'm sure a little bit of inaccuracy won't be too bad.
Hey, I need guidance.
Okay, listen. I'm kind of stop detracting because I'll keep feeding into it.
problems and further worrying his mind, which of course will affect the Megazord. He uses his Native American powers to sense David's presence and goes to find him.
Whoa, that's crazy. Can you? Is it?
No.
Is
No.
it?
He's confronted
No.
by King
Anyway.
Mondo and says he'll spare David's life if Tommy gives him their arrowhead. Why does he want this rock? I don't know. Tommy reluctantly gives it to him, but Mondo seemingly doesn't hold up his end of the deal.
Surprise! Bad guy doesn't do the good. Anyway.
Ending the episode.
Oh no.
As it turns out, King Mondo betrayed Tommy and flees with the arrowhead. With this arrowhead apparently containing magical powers, Tommy and the others manage to free David from the cogs, with David worrying about Tommy's safety. And with no other choice, Tommy reveals to his brother that he is the Red Ranger.
I will say this scene makes more sense in show because here it just seems like he just kind of reveals himself here. In the show, he's literally like, all right, David, like, get to safety. Like, everything's going to be fine. He's like, no, I can't leave my brother. And he's like, no, like, I'm sure he's fine. He's like, no, I'm not leaving. He's like, really, like, I'm not leaving without my brother, like, thing. And so he has to do it, so he'll freaking leave.
So the Rangers defeat
see.
the bad guys and
Yeah.
Tommy and David make up. I guess I'll call this the Native American batch of episodes.
Yeah.
They were pretty
The Native American.
I feel like this would have served better as a multi-parter. I'm just saying. Then there's no business like snow business. I'm just saying.
good, giving Tommy some nice needed character development apart from, he's perfect. Seeing him battle with insecurities and having weaknesses like his brother's safety was a nice change of pace. Trust in Me. Another Rocky-focused episode. Where
Whoa.
he continues with his new character of being
Crazy,
an idiot.
wild
He
Dio.
does this by
Never say that again. Never say that to me again.
Wild Dio.
I'm screaming geometrically. If Athy was here, I would three-way kiss him with you. It's crazy. I can't believe it. It's spreading. Oh,
Offending a blind person.
Wow, good job, Rocky.
Didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
This woman is a talented martial artist, but she also happens to be blind. Rocky takes pity on her and tries to help her out without her permission. I really like the route they took with this. I feel like we'd all act like Rocky in this exact situation, trying to carry the blind woman's books and overly compliment them for how much they've accomplished. And Rocky needs to learn to trust that she can take care of herself. It's a nice little time. Another potential girlfriend character for Rocky also. Throughout the episode, the cogs and monsters attack, and Rocky needs to morph without her knowing what he's doing. It came from...
It is very funny because I think there's a point where he's like, it's, and then he stops and he's like, it's morphin time. And he like has to whisper it. It's morphin time. Yeah.
Angel Grove, a pretty silly
like
filler episode.
Yeah.
Adam stays late at school one night studying for a test when he watches a scary movie and falls asleep. This leads to a crazy dream sequence where he meets monster versions of the Rangers.
Yep.
A vampire Tommy, werewolf Rocky, and a Frankenstein skull.
Yeah, isn't that cool? And it's all shot in black and white.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
All shown in black and white, which is a nice touch. I think it's supposed to be a twist that this was all a dream, but come on. Even as a kid, you could spot it a mile away.
Yeah.
Bulk fiction. This is actually the first ever bulk-focused episode. Yeah, not even really Bulk and Skull, just Bulk.
Just Bulk.
So the police captain's daughter enrolls in the force, and Bulk quickly gets a crush on her, trying to impress her by acting like someone he's not. He asks Tanya what she likes in a guy, and when she says she likes the intellectual type, Bulk tries to act all smart.
Oh. I love that he pulls this out of like his coat. Like it's literally in his coat.
Man just has the tea on hand.
Bro, he's ready. Just call him the doctor, all right?
He's ready.
Bulk tries to act all smart. There, of course, is a monster and stuff that the Rangers have to fight, but it's honestly the side plot.
Yeah.
It's nothing interesting, just a reason for Power Rangers to actually have the Power Rangers in the episode.
Crazy.
This is also a pretty important turning point for Bulk and Skull's character. Halfway through the episode, the two shenanigans upset the police chief and he fires Lieutenant Stone, with Bulk and Skull quitting in protest. By the end of the episode, Bulk learns to just be himself and gets a dance with the girl, with Lieutenant Stone wanting to start up a detective agency. And who does he hire to be on his team? None other than Bulk and Skull. It's a real feel-good episode. Seeing Lieutenant Stone show genuine affection for Bulk and Skull despite how many times they drive him up a wall is nice.
It is very much it's a win for the boys. It's very much a like, despite all of like their shortcomings and them being goofy, like even Lieutenant Stone can see that they have good hearts, that they care, and that's like, and the fact that they quit in solidarity with him, you know, it's just a really good moment, and it makes you feel good for them as characters.
No, I like that.
Yeah.
Song Yellow.
This episode, not
It's
so
honestly
much.
nothing.
Yeah.
The best part of the episode is seeing Detective Stone, Bulk, and Skull setting up their new office and business.
Detective
Tanya
agency.
sings a song and a record producer wants to sign her, which will make her need to choose between fame and Ranger duty. She chooses to be a Power Ranger and...
Take the fame.
The end.
What do you mean? What?
Honey.
Power
no.
Ranger. But
take the fame.
Power Ranger.
They'll leave you. They won't even know that you're not in the shuttle when they go to space.
No shot.
They won't even notice.
She doesn't even make it that far.
She does. See? See, she didn't even make it to the fucking shuttle.
No, that's crazy.
She didn't even like the expectations were low. She does it like I just see these poor kids giving up all of their opportunities in life to be Power Rangers to then get discarded by Zordon.
What do you mean?
Like a little
Billy
bit
graduated
down the line.
already. What do you mean? He's living his best life of not actually pursuing anything despite having graduated high school like 10 episodes ago.
He's literally their glorified janitor at this point. He cleans their Megazords and maintains them. Billy's graduated from being a Power Ranger to a glorified janitor for them.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy. I can't believe you noticed that so soon. That's man, wow. But clearly Tommy's dream of being a race car driver is still alive.
He wanted to be a race car driver?
Yeah, it's the only thing he ever talked about from the first time he's introduced, remember?
No.
Oh.
He wanted to be a race car driver. I just thought he wanted to be a Power Ranger.
Well, that'll be...
wait. I thought like his dream was being a Power Ranger and that he was living his dream.
Well, anyway.
Game of Honor. Adam is training for a ninja competition with Tanya, where we actually get to see Sean again. Yeah, Tanya's ex-boyfriend. He's being a total dick, flaunting his new girlfriend in front of Tanya and saying how he's gonna win the ninja competition.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Spoiler alert, he plans on cheating.
Whoa!
At least he's consistent. Again, it's pretty whatever. A monster shows up to derail the plot and the Rangers fight it. The episode ends with a fight between Sean and Adam, where Sean has a change of heart and decides not to cheat. Adam wins, Sean apologizes, and everyone becomes friends again.
Because remember, when there's a bully or a bad person, becoming friends with them fixes the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless we're in
Yeah.
Turbo, in which we get a really funny line by Kat where she completely roasts the bitch. It's really funny.
Okay, we love that though.
It's so good.
I don't know, I was kind of digging Sean as the new bully character. His actor plays a good a-hole, and having someone who could actually be a threat and not succumb to slapstick like Bulk and Skull would have been interesting to see. But now, we finally reach something, interesting. So far, Zeo has been
the
pretty
PC game.
mid. Like, sure, the Kimberly breakup stuff and brother storyline was kind of interesting, but it's nothing that's really had an impact, you know?
And this is exactly what I was talking about. On the rewatch, Zeo feels very much like, oh, these are non-canon filler episodes that don't actually develop any characters well.
Yeah. I can't believe I used to think Zeo was like the shit.
That's what I thought too. I remember holding it in very high regard, and then
Right?
And then I rewatched it, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. And then I watched this, and I was like, oh, yeah. Ooh.
Well, that's all about to change.
Yeah!
The power of gold.
It's time!
King Mondo hatches a pretty solid plan to send down cog attacks spread throughout the city, forcing the Rangers to split up and have their forces weakened.
Yup.
The cogs slowly start to overpower the Rangers, but they're saved by a mysterious force. Billy analyzes this data and sees that the frequency of it matches that of the Rangers, possibly meaning that they were saved by another Power Ranger. After another cog attack overwhelms the Rangers, they see this.
Oh, see, that's like a cool
Ranger.
outfit, though.
Yeah. 100%. Such a freaking badass. I love the Gold Ranger suit. It looks so good, and the circuitry from the neck piece blends in because it's all gold.
Yeah.
So freaking cool. And the theme is a banger too. And for my Nihongo Jozu fans or my Japanese fans, so in Sentai he is called King Ranger because his helmet has the kanji for king.
Oh.
Yeah. It unfortunately does not have 6 points on it, even though you'd think it would. I guess if you count these 6, but
I guess you.
the insides, it's whatever.
I mean, I would count that as you could say 6 because the little,
The
points outward.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's the kanji for king. Yippee.
Ranger.
Yeah.
He's awesome, easily wiping the floor with all the cogs and having his own giant pyramid sword named Pyramidus. Having shoulder pads similar to the green and white Ranger from the last season. Although the suit's more black than gold, but I guess Gold Ranger sounds more mysterious and powerful.
Yeah.
After the fight, the Rangers try and talk to the Gold Ranger, but he quickly disappears.
Oh.
When the team returns to the command center to tell Zordon and Alpha about this, Billy walks into the power chamber. But where was he? Shouldn't he always be there during the fight to assist the Rangers?
Oh.
Ooh, I wonder what that could mean. Rubs chin. Wait, I have that. There we go. Surely it's nothing.
Interesting. A season to remember. It's a Christmas episode for some reason. Why is it right here? Why is it placed in the Gold Ranger arc?
Because it came out during Christmas? Probably, I don't know.
Next.
I don't know. Like, does it need to make sense? It's fucking Power Rangers.
That's true.
99% of the time, you just sort of shrug.
That's
Guess
true.
it fits.
Is
Yeah, it works.
chat remind me? Is that the episode with like the flash forward with Tommy and Kat together, or is that later? Because there might be a second Christmas episode. I can't remember. It might be a later. I feel like it's a later one. Yes, it is. Ooh, okay. So that episode, basically, you flash forward in time and you see Tommy and Kat very old and talking about, memories and, being Power Rangers and things like that. And it's the holidays, it's Christmas, and their son walks in and is like, oh yeah, like, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. They're there to like spend time with the family and everything. And then they hear the communicator sound and both of them flinch instinctively and go to like answer it. And they realize that it's from their son, and then like the episode ends.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's all that happens in that episode. That's all I remember.
Aw.
Okay, we pick things back up with a small problem. Prince Sprocket creates a device that can shrink things. He turns Kat and Tommy small and puts them in a terrarium.
Whoa.
Where they then show a giant real-life tarantula. Don't worry, I'm not gonna show it.
Oh yeah, he hates
Oh,
spiders.
thank fuck.
But yeah, it's a real tarantula. So
And I'm just like, why? Bro,
Scare
I
people.
hate this episode. Anything with spiders pisses me off. The only thing you need to know is that the Gold Ranger shows up to help everyone, and Billy is once again acting shady. Oily to bed, oily to rise.
I will also mention at this point, just because you kind of see it with some of these actions, like you see how he's doing like the double thumbs up here and everything.
Yeah.
So King Ranger in O Ranger is air quotes a child. I don't really consider him one because he's like 16, 17.
Okay.
Because like everyone's like, oh, his name's Riki. Everyone's like, oh, Riki is like, he's a kid. I'm like, he's like a teenager. He's literally the same age as the Power. It's not like where Justin is like 10 or 12,
Right.
But no, he's just on the smaller side compared to everybody else. And occasionally he has some like air quotes childlike responses. But in most cases, he acts like an adult because like he's from an ancient civilization where he was trained to be a warrior. So like he has the warrior mentality. It's not this. People like to like pretend it's like, this is another Child Ranger. It's terrible. And I'm like,
Nah.
what?
Okay, that's not a Child Ranger though. That kid was like raised for it.
Yeah, it's completely different.
Everyone, and Billy is once again acting shady. Oily to bed, oily to rise.
Oily.
So that sink monster is back from the movie episode and plans on polluting the Earth's water supply.
Back with its weird mouth too.
We also get the return of David, which was honestly unexpected. The main point of this episode is to try and plant seeds as to who the Gold Ranger might be.
Whoa!
Kat enters in a surfing competition, and David apparently is also really into it. Tommy's like, I never knew you were into surfing. Which, may I just say, you just met your brother. I'm sure it's a small list of stuff you do know. David replies with,
Yeah.
there's a lot you don't know about me.
Yeah.
Wink, wink.
Yeah.
And then
You just met.
Yeah. Very true.
David mysteriously disappears around the same time the Gold Ranger shows up to help the others.
Huh.
They're doing a pretty good job
Nah.
of setting up possible contenders.
No way.
Rockabye.
That's great. What do you mean? What's wrong?
But it makes no sense for him to be the Gold Ranger.
What? No way.
They met him a day ago, right?
What?
He has no
way.
tie to anyone, right?
That's crazy.
Power Rangers. We finally get to see the Rangers feeling exhaustion from balancing teenage life and Ranger duty.
Finally.
But it really doesn't play
Finally.
into
4
anything.
seasons in.
King Mondo gets the idea to send down a monster that puts people to sleep, and the Rangers gotta fight it.
That's about it.
Again, the Bulk and Skull detective stuff is more interesting.
Yeah.
Seeing them track down a robber and stop them is good stuff.
Yeah.
Screw it! Maybe Bulk or Skull is the Gold Ranger.
Hey, Kane, thank
Who,
you.
Speaking of which, once again, saves the day.
Yep.
And Billy mysteriously comes back to the power chamber.
You see how many times they've like put that in your face now?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Yeah.
And Rocky's had enough. He straight up points out that Billy is always gone when the Gold Ranger shows up.
Crazy.
And Rocky asks him if he is. Where Billy doesn't exactly deny it, just saying, you don't think I'd keep a secret like that from you guys, do
Yeah,
you?"
come on.
And that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Do I know you?
Like,
Do I know you?
okay. Do I know you?
Do I know you?
Do I know you?
What a title for an episode. What the hell?
Right.
Fox Bounty Hunter wants to take Pyramidas for himself.
Whoa.
So King Mondo teams up with him to also take out the Rangers.
Whoa.
He's a pretty powerful enemy. Varrock's bounty hunters are strong as hell, and this won't be the last time they show.
I'll also say, yippee for budget increase because they were able to get the shield and it's not cloth and it looks decent.
Oh my days.
Literally my only
Going back to the
complaint.
Green Ranger.
Yeah. Literally my only complaint is that they didn't touch it up in post. And in O Ranger, it is like gold. Where here it's like, I guess it's gold, you know?
When they show up in the series.
Yeah.
He manages to weaken the Gold Ranger and teleports him to the command center. After Alpha tries to ask who he is, he reveals that if he tells anyone his identity, he'll lose his powers forever. The Rangers defeat the bounty hunter and return back to the command center, where Billy once again is following behind.
Whoa.
Okay, yeah, no, they can drop the mystery now.
That's crazy. What do
It's
you
done.
mean?
It's done. They can end it.
What? No. Anyway.
And even Zordon has had enough of this now, since the Gold Ranger called Alpha and Zordon by their names. And Zordon says that the only way the Gold Ranger would know their names is if he was someone they already knew.
Whoa.
And we would finally get our answers in Revelations of Gold.
Crazy.
The Gold Ranger lands on Aquitar for assistance, where he demorphs and... it's this guy.
Yeah.
Some random guy we've never met before.
Some random dude.
That's kind of a letdown.
Yep.
His name is Trey of the planet Triforia.
Trey. Trey.
Trey of Triforia.
His name is fucking Trey. Hey guys, I'm an alien. My name's Trey.
Yeah, because it's Trey of Triforia. You know, it has that alliteration to it.
I don't give a fuck.
Oh, that's crazy. Damn. All right. Listen. Yeah, just Trey. Exactly.
Are weakening,
It's
and
just
Zordon says that
Trey.
they have the technology to help him. However, King Mondo places a force field over the command center, and when Trey tries to teleport, he goes off course and ends up...
It's just a moving JPEG, and even the water is so shitty looking around.
Someone clicked and dragged that.
Literally.
and ends up in the sea, where the Rangers need to jump in and save him from drowning. Now, normally I don't talk about the Bulk and Skull side plots, but this one's pretty important. Goldar and Rito are still confused and under the servitude of Bulk and Skull.
They have not been important up until this point, mind you. Not at all.
However, they hire Bulk and Skull to find their families, which is oddly sad. Eventually, though, they all do receive a letter from Rita and Zed, telling them to leave the Earth and find them. Cutting back to the Rangers, they save Trey from the sea, and he splits off into 3 different people.
What?
Because he's a Triforian.
Triforian.
Yeah,
Oh.
wow, Triforia. Whoa, that's crazy.
People can just do that, I guess.
Yeah.
And they are,
Sure.
no joke, Trey of Wisdom, Trey of Courage, and Trey of Heart. Okay, there you go. You see, Nintendo can't sue now. His powers have been weakened, and he needs to transfer the Gold Ranger powers to a new host. And the
Billy.
team know just the guy. Yup, Billy. Who
Yeah!
else? I mean, Jesus, they've been practically teasing it since the beginning. So Trey begins the ceremony to transfer the powers when the Rangers need to leave to do battle. When they return, though, there's some bad news. Billy isn't able to receive the Gold Ranger powers.
What the fuck?
It's one of my biggest frustrations in Power Rangers history. It is an interesting reason, but it ultimately is like, this is bullshit.
Why? Because at the end of Mighty Morphin, he took a blast to the face protecting Alpha. And that, like, messed with his molecular structure and his ability to accept new powers. Whatever, it's stupid.
That's it, yeah.
Oh my days.
So it
Oh,
literally
wow.
is a lasting consequence from when he saved Alpha at the end of Mighty Morphin.
Oh, don't bother saving Alpha. He's a robot. They can rebuild him.
Yeah, but he's voiced by Richard Horvitz, and we love Richard Horvitz.
Yeah, but just plug him back in. I don't know.
Damn, that's crazy.
But they need to find a new Gold Ranger fast before the powers disappear entirely. Luckily, though, Tommy might know the right man for the job.
His
A golden
brother,
homecoming.
His brother, what?
No, don't tell me Tommy Nepo's his brother into being
What? That's why would they introduce Tommy's brother out of nowhere like that? That's crazy.
No.
Tommy's walking with a mysterious man to the command center. They get attacked by the Cogs, but this stranger can clearly hold his own in a fight, needing to outrun the Cogs and fighter jets shooting at them.
That's crazy.
Meanwhile,
It's clearly Tommy's brother. You were right.
No.
It's clearly Tommy's brother. You were right.
No, I'm wrong. I recognize the guy in the stupid outfit because they reused the exact same outfit in the Red Rangers Forever segment where they had to all fight Serpentera. They literally reused the outfit 1-to-1. I recognize that. That's fucking Jason.
Whoa, that's crazy. What are you talking? You think they would just bring back Jason out of nowhere halfway through the season with zero teasing, zero buildup, zero explanation?
I recognize the outfit because they had him wear the exact same thing in the Red Rangers Forever fight against Serpentera, which doesn't happen for a few years, or I think almost a decade at that point.
That's crazy.
And they literally had him wear that exact same fit 1-to-1.
I guess we'll have to find out then. We'll see if Zanny's right, guys.
Thor is having a dream and slowly starts to remember everything. Even magically waking up with his sword and wings. Where then him and Rito leave to go join Zed and Rita. And for some reason, don't kill Bulk and Skull for treating them like garbage.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Tommy makes it back to the command center with the...
Literally, the line is so fucking stupid, and you can see him mouthing it, and he's like, guys, don't worry. The Gold Ranger's right here. Look at his lips.
Meanwhile, Tommy makes it back to the command center.
Such a fucking stupid line, especially after Billy couldn't take the powers, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
With the reveal of the new Gold Ranger. Oh man, yeah. Jason is back.
Yup.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah, they used the exact fit 1-to-1 in 10 years' time.
I have to look back at that because I didn't remember that.
I don't know how I remembered that.
You got me.
But yeah, they use the exact same fit in the bit where Jason is riding on the motorbike or something like that, or is it when he's on the moon or something? They have some weird thing where they have him wearing just the casual clothes like that, and it's literally 1-to-1 what he's wearing there.
It has been.
And I was like, oh,
since I've seen.
I see.
Red, so I'll take your word for it.
I see the props department didn't fancy updating his outfit from last time.
That's crazy.
I'll save my thoughts on this for after the episode. But initial thoughts? Heck yeah, bro, Jason's back. He's like my favorite Zordon era Ranger. You know, after Andros and all. Yeah. And he fits this role like a glove. This man was born to be a Power Ranger. Back to action! And of course, he kicks ass, wiping the floor with anyone who stands in his way. And it's kind of nice seeing the tables turned, you know? With Jason being the almighty Ranger and Tommy needing to follow his lead. The Rangers also unlocked the Super Zeo Zords. They're kind of weird, but yeah, they're also here now.
I really like them, and then other times really don't. I love individual mecha is my big thing, but they are very weird. They just look weird sometimes, but they're also cool. It's really hard to explain why I like them. But the plot for it is Billy kept disappearing because he was working on these. That is the plot explanation for that.
And with them, they destroy the bad guys, just like the good old days. We end the episode with a nice heart-to-heart with Jason and Tommy, with Jason saying that leaving the Power Rangers was the hardest thing he had to do. And while he's glad to be back, he doesn't want Tommy to think he's gonna try and put everything back to the way it was, with him leading the team and all. And of course, Tommy says something about the Power Rangers are a team and nobody's more important than the other. Cut to Adam doing nothing for the 1,000,000th time.
Oh, Adam.
It is genuinely a nice scene though, especially considering it's Tommy came in, Jason left, Jason came in, and it is a nice scene. I will say that much.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, the episode ends on a high. So, the Gold Ranger arc.
Yeah!
I really liked it. Having all the episodes have this connecting thread of this mysterious Gold Ranger. Watching the show 20 years later, I of course knew that Jason was the Gold Ranger,
Yeah.
but they still did a really good job setting up potential Rangers. David was a fun little possibility, but yeah, Billy was the one they were obviously teasing since the beginning.
Yeah.
And this is where I'm torn on the Gold Ranger. You see, as I mentioned earlier, I obviously love Jason. He has this commanding presence about him, and it's so nice seeing him return back to the series. But from a story perspective, Billy just makes more sense.
Yup.
Especially since he's been shown multiple times.
Yeah, you can see.
Yeah, he's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
He's like, really?
Yeah, absolutely.
That he misses being a ranger and fighting alongside his friends. It just felt like kind of a kick in the face, you know?
It
The
really
behind the scenes
does.
reasons as to why Billy was constantly getting shafted are pretty disgusting, to be honest, but I'll save that for just a little bit later.
We kind of talked about it already, but we'll get to
Yeah.
more of that in this season, because obviously this is where it makes or reaches the breaking point. So also, YouTube side, I promise I still see your messages because of the shared chat thing that we use. It does break from time to time. I do still see you guys. You are still here. You are still valid. You are still loved. You are still appreciated. Mwah, that's for you.
Mwah.
Jason returning was also an attempt to boost ratings.
Yeah.
Zeo wasn't doing so hot,
No,
and
it
I
was
guess they
not.
thought that bringing back an old ranger would bring back some lapsed fans.
It worked.
But, oh wait, Saban, I thought the actors and characters didn't matter. It's only the helmets and Zords that people care about.
Yeah, remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What an absolute idiot. I'll never let that go.
That's so dumb.
Mondo's last stand.
I will also say that sentiment continued into In Space that far.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, but Andros became one of the most recognizable, like, Rangers.
Yep. So I'm sure we'll talk about it more down the line. But Tracy Lynn Cruz, who plays Ashley in Turbo and In Space, commented on it that they were told they being like the Rangers were told while filming Turbo and In Space, you're replaceable. Don't mess up. We could replace you at any moment. Like, don't make a mistake. That kind of stuff constantly. And do you remember In Space how they had the Psycho Rangers?
Yes.
They did not tell the cast what the story was with them. So one day they see the Psycho Rangers, the people that played them, show up on set, and everyone panicked because they had no idea what was going on. So they thought they were being replaced.
Oh, that's so fucked.
Yeah. So, yippee! Anyway, how about we watch Rocky be an idiot for like the 100th time? Yeah.
Let's go. Made for it.
I really like this episode for multiple reasons. First off, having Jason back and interacting with a mostly new cast of characters he was never on screen with before is really fun. We get to have Rocky and Jason together, two former Mighty Morphin Red Rangers. This episode is almost an attempt at acknowledging that.
Yeah.
You see, Rocky's starting to feel jealous for some reason that everyone's enamored with Jason. He's starting to feel like Jason's going to replace him.
I mean, yeah.
Which is ironic considering Rocky literally replaced Jason's ranger role. Because of this, Rocky starts to doubt himself as being worthy of being a ranger.
Meanwhile, Billy just out here with the guns out, you know?
Yeah.
Because he still has to keep fit.
Oh, yeah. Well, you got to have muscles to be a janitor.
True. It's true.
Meanwhile, King Mondo digs up this magical sword that'll make him powerful. The Damocles sword.
Yeah.
The Rangers are sent to investigate, and Rocky spots King Mondo by himself. He's about to call in for backup, but he feels like this is his time to prove himself to the team.
It's morphin' time!
So he morphs on out and tries to fight King Mondo one-on-one. It goes about as well as you'd imagine.
Yep.
He returns back to the command center and tells everyone about his poor plan. And Jason, in the funniest way possible, replies with,
Why did you do that?
But, well, he's right.
Why did you do that?
He's right.
So that's now you have unlocked a new meme from Power Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
Now you know. So we've got Oh no. And why did you do that? We got both. There you go. Welcome. Welcome to the memes.
Yep.
He sounds so disappointed. The Rangers have a pretty intense battle with King Mondo, even combining all the Zords to create the Super Zeo Megazord, which is surprisingly enough to destroy King Mondo.
Yeah.
But Queen Machina tells her son that this has happened before and he'll return.
Oh.
They are machines after all.
Oh yeah, they can rebuild each other. Okay, I like that.
This is actually a really cool plot point in O-Ranger though, but I'll let them kind of like tell this story here before I mention that.
Or will he?
Ooh.
Because Zed and Rita catch wind of this and plan to strike while the iron is hot.
Doesn't that sound awesome?
Oh, okay.
Yeah?
That's actually really good.
Yeah. See? Oh yeah, we're cooking with fire now.
Okay,
The
I
episode
like
ends at the
this.
juice bar with Rocky apologizing for feeling jealous. And Jason's like, it's all good, I'm glad we're friends. And that's it.
That's it.
The episode really feels like wasted potential. They had half of it right. Rocky being jealous of Jason, feeling insecure because Jason is a really powerful ranger.
Yep.
He's led his team through dark times and prevailed. He's gone into battles by himself, not thinking of the risk.
Yep.
Just wanting to protect the Earth and his friends. When he left, Rocky took his place and did nothing.
Did nothing.
I mean, he has a point.
Yeah, poor Rocky, man. Poor Steve Cardenas. That's crazy.
Tommy was the new
Right.
leader, and he was the one going on dangerous missions. I wish we got to see more Rocky and Jason interactions. Have Jason be the one to tell Rocky he's doing a great job and was the best man to replace him. But no, we just get,
Why did you do that?
It kills me every time, dude.
Bomber in the summer.
Anyway.
Ernie's having a party on the beach when these hooligans on dirt bikes come by and ruin everything.
Oh,
saying
no.
they're on their turf and they have to leave.
Oh, no.
Jason notices a girl on the back of the main guy's bike and instantly falls for her. Meanwhile, Rita and
Listen, a woman on a motorcycle in leather? I'd say he's got some taste, right?
I.
Zed created this bomb, but Goldor and Rita
But hear me out. Incubus on a motorcycle in leather.
Interesting. I like your concept.
Okay. We'll extrapolate on that.
misfire it,
Mhm.
having it land on the Machine Empire's doorstep. The bomb turns into a monster named Louis Kaboom, and believe it or not, he actually becomes the main villain for a while.
Yeah.
He's kind of annoying and honestly forgettable,
Yep.
talking in this weird Brooklyn accent.
Sorry, Metal Mama. I'm running things now.
Jason runs into the girl
Which one, Zanny? Which one?
All of it.
Oh no.
Sorry,
Zanny.
Metal Mama. I'm right. Oh.
What's wrong?
Why?
What's wrong, Zanny? Oh no, it's
Why?
fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Why?
It's
There's no
fine.
need.
It's fine. Don't worry.
There's no fucking need.
It's totally fine. Trust me.
again, who we find out is
Maybe.
named Emily. She's pretty mean, but Jason looks at her and genuinely thinks, I can fix her.
I can fix her. I can fix her.
Yep. Also, City Beast, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Roy. I'm here with Mr. Xander Netherbrand.
Why, hello there, everyone.
We are reacting to Power Rangers Zeo. We're about 2/3 of the way through the video. We're having a blast. Pull up a chair, kick up your feet. It's morphin' time.
Turns out she's new in town and is having trouble making friends, so Jason naturally tries to sweet talk his way into convincing her to be good. Before she really makes up her mind though, Louis Kaboom and a monster attack.
Oh, no.
Where Jason tells her to run and he morphs on out.
It's Morphin time.
Fighting the monster.
I hate this. This is one of my biggest complaints about Zeo, like Gold Ranger specifically. So, the Zeo Rangers have the Zeonizers, the two rest pieces that connect.
Mm-hmm.
We see it every single
Right.
time that they morph.
Right.
O-Ranger, the source material, the Gold Ranger's morpher is literally the same as the regular Rangers, but it's gold. For some reason, they didn't want to use that. So instead, Jason does a bunch of that.
Wait.
Just a bunch of hand waving. He doesn't have the morphers on. They're not there.
Of course.
So he just does a bunch of hand waving with glowing lights. And that's it.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and they made the toy for it too.
They did?
Yeah.
Why? That seems so... Oh.
Yippee! I never get it, dude. The morph is so dumb.
Yeah, I don't... It feels so counterintuitive to what they're doing with like the marketing and the toys and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't really get it, but I feel like his hand movements were always random. Like I feel like they were never the same every time I watched him do it, because it's like a 3-piece. So he does like what he just did, and then he does 2 more versions of it right after, and then crosses his arms at the end. That's it. Yeah.
Fighting the monster 2-on-1 because he's Jason, the most powerful ranger.
Yeah.
They defeat the monster and Emily becomes good, blossoming a potential romance between her and Jason.
Listen, sometimes it's all it is. You just gotta whoop some monster.
I love how like it literally is join the Power Rangers, like return, like immediately get hooked into a romance plot.
Welcome to Power Rangers.
It's great.
Yep.
Scent of a Weasel.
Weasel.
This episode is pretty dumb. Queen Machina comes up with her
I think it's
first
skull
evil plan against the
focused.
Rangers. To make them smelly.
Yeah.
That's the stupidest idea ever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Her husband is literally dead, blown up by the Power Rangers, and her first active plan of revenge is to make them smell bad. Whatever. The Rangers become stinky and have to become unstinky to defeat the monster.
That's it.
I guess. The Bulk and Skull stuff is more
That's
interesting.
it. Yeah.
They get hired to do security
Cool.
for a fashion show, where Skull kind of falls for a model. He messes things up as usual, but they end up having a nice heart-to-heart, where Skull's incompetence is shown off in a more likable and charming way.
Well, at least I can't smell it anymore. Guess you get used to it after a while.
Let's hope.
It's very charming. It is genuinely so charming, and Jason Narvi as Skull is such a good actor in those scenes. And again, it just makes you love like Bulk and Skull. So
My God, it is charming.
Now you might be wondering, Roy, where are Tanya's parents?
Oh yeah, did she leave him back in Africa?
I'm glad you asked, Zanny. Let's find out.
Lore of Auric. We see this
What
couple on
happened
this
to them?
Indiana Jones-esque adventure to retrieve this artifact, known as Auric. However, Louis Kaboom stops them and steals it for himself, trapping the two in the cave. Meanwhile, Tanya receives a letter from Aisha, saying that her parents are in danger. Which, yeah, the two from earlier are Tanya's parents.
Surprise.
Oh. Where? Okay.
Yeah.
The letter also came with a key. The key is necessary for activating Auric. Tanya wants to go save her parents by herself.
Also, I greatly prefer Nakia Baris's hair like this. I think it looks amazing. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
She looks great.
And Jason offers to guard the key until she comes back. However, while alone, he gets ambushed by Louis. And while he puts up a good fight, he's ultimately outnumbered and loses the key. The villains activate Auric, who turns out to be another Zord. However, he's fully autonomous, meaning he can move and even talk on his own.
I consider him more like Ninjor.
Okay.
Remember Ninjor?
Yeah. I remember Ninja. He gave them the Ranger powers or the Ninja powers.
Yeah. Wonder what he's
then
doing.
Died.
I wonder what he's doing right now.
I don't know. What is he doing nowadays?
Who knows? He never shows up in the franchise.
He never comes back. He's
ever.
gone.
He's just gone forever. Even though they saved him and he helped them in the final fight in season 3, he just never gets. They do the go back in time thing, and he just never comes up again ever. It's great. Love it.
But since he is a good guy, the Rangers are able to convince him that they're on the side of good and to join them. He does.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Tanya goes on this Indiana Jones adventure to find her parents. They have a nice embrace, and that's it.
That's it. Parents were missing her entire life. I think it was literally like she was raised in that village because her parents were adventurers and like left her there for safekeeping, which is why she doesn't have like an accent.
Okay.
Yeah. And they just never came back for her. So
wait, so how are they? Wait, so what's kept them tied up all this time?
Treasure hunting.
And they just never came back for her.
I don't know if they were actually going
Wait, so they
into
just
it.
sat there like, oh, we'll be back people, we're done treasure hunting, and literally left her entire life.
Yeah, and then the world fast forwarded 10 years.
My God.
So I don't know. Okay, listen.
We'll never see or hear from them again.
Quite literally, only episode they're in. Yep, that's it.
I appreciate the episode at least having a focus on Tanya. Her parents were missing for years, which is why I guess she was in that village as a child. And it's frankly the first real episode of Tanya that's about her backstory or who she even is.
Yep, that's it.
The ranger who came in from the gold. It's kind of a convoluted title.
Bit drawn out, got to admit.
Yeah. So you know how Power Rangers is great with like practical effects, you know, like monster rubber suits and things like that.
Yeah. They have some shining moments.
Yeah, definitely.
Louis Kaboom creates a monster that turns everything into gold. He turns Jason into a golden statue.
The fuck is that?
This is Jason spray painted gold because he got turned into solid gold. But it's just Austin St. John spray painted gold. Just standing there. It's not like a statue of him. It's literally him spray painted, so you can see his like.
Yeah, I can see that the skin tone there.
Golden statue, and the Rangers defeat it, turning everything back to normal.
That's it. That's the entire episode. Yep.
The end. The best part of the episode is that Adam gets to say it's morphin' time.
It's morphin' time!
Little victories. So this episode's called The Joke's on Blue, which you might think would be a Rocky-focused episode, but it's not.
Nope.
There's a mysterious prankster at Angel Grove that's playing jokes on everyone.
That's not even a fucking prank. Sorry.
What, ruining French fries isn't a prank? That's crazy.
You just leave the ketchup lid unscrewed. That's not a fucking prank.
Surprise.
Tasked to find out who it is, and that's the whole human plot. The Ranger stuff is what's important. It turns out King Mondo had another son, Prince Gasket.
Okay.
Oh.
This is where I can talk about the O-Ranger plot. So, Prince Gasket in Power Rangers is his other son. However, in O-Ranger, they were like, how can we, now that because they also killed King Mondo like 2/3 of the way through the show. To kind of show off the power of the new Zords. And it's great. Good fight. Everything like that. However, this is not a second son. This is Prince Sprocket having grown up.
Oh.
And what they do is it's really, it's metal in like a joking way, but also in a serious way. So King Mondo survives, but just his head. And so he instructs his wife to use all of the data left over from him and the scraps from his body to transform his son into a powered up version so he can lead the Machine Empire.
I like that.
Yeah, right?
I like that. That's kind of fucking hard.
It's dope because like they go to like an evil like space forge and everything and like melt down the leftover scrap, you know? It's really cool. But that is who Sprocket is or Gasket is in the Sentai. So yippee.
He fell in love with an opposing kingdom's daughter, Archerina.
And this is on the mom's side like a cousin and still his love interest. So there's a little bit of inbreeding.
Okay, but like I'm gonna be fair here, okay? They're royals, it's natural.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Okay, they're royals, all right? Cousins marrying cousins, it happens all the time, all right?
Yeah.
As long as you don't end up looking like the Habsburgs, like...
I promise. There's none of that.
Don't get me wrong, I don't condone that kind of behavior in the slightest.
Yeah.
But I am saying that, you kind of expect that from royalty.
Exactly.
You kind of expect their family tree to look like a pair of tangled headphone wires.
Oh my God. Yeah, absolutely.
Because of this, King Mondo exiled his son and created Prince Sprocket as a replacement. It's a really interesting backstory, honestly, giving these new villains real motivation against not only the Rangers, but the Machine Empire.
Yeah.
Archerina even manages to place a spell on Louis Kaboom that makes him fall in love with her. manipulating him to just take on the Rangers head on. So Louie Kaboom does battle with the Rangers. It doesn't go so well for him.
And he goes kaboom.
He was never any kind of leader or a threat of any kind. So he's destroyed, and we luckily never have to hear from him again.
Wonderful.
In O Ranger, it quite literally is just he was the strongest guy at the moment, so he kind of usurped the throne, and then a real royal showed back up and killed him. Is kind of like the plot. So
I like that.
Yeah.
Where in the world is Zeo Ranger 5?
Oh no.
Tommy, Cat, and Jason are hanging out at the lake. While Tommy's riding a jet ski, he mysteriously...
Yeah, jet ski.
I'm not even laughing at the fucking it's Tommy getting stolen for the millionth time by while just doing his thing. He just gets teleported out and kidnapped. There's got to be a defense for that.
Man, I wonder what they're gonna do to Tommy now that they've kidnapped him.
It'd be crazy if they made him evil.
Come on. Evil Tommy? Ain't
Evil
no way.
No, you're right. I'm being ridiculous.
You're being ridiculous.
I'm being insane.
Let's calm it down for a little bit. Let's find out what happens.
Riding a jet ski, he mysteriously disappears. And what's worse is that Zordon and Alpha can't locate him. But in the meantime, Jason has to lead the team.
Whoa.
And not surprisingly, I really like it. I'm sorry if I sound like a broken record, but Jason leading the Power Rangers just feels natural. He gives commands really well and feels like a leader. However, Power Rangers being Power Rangers, they're naturally weaker without Tommy and are having a harder time defeating the bad guy.
Yep.
They do barely manage to destroy the monster though, where we cut to Tommy in a pretty creepy void with this machine on his head, altering his mind. Zordon manages to find...
Whoa. No way. Is Zanny
Crazy.
right, guys?
That's crazy.
Was Zanny right? No way.
Tommy, but says that the Tommy they all know is slowly starting to fade. King for a day.
Okay, before we get into this, do you mind if I take like 30 seconds to use the bathroom?
No, that's all good. That's all good. We might only be able to do one more episode because I'm getting a little bit EP.
Oh no, but there's only 20 minutes left. I know.
All right, we'll soldier through.
Okay, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna use the bathroom.
All right, go do your thing. Go do your thing.
Okay. Whew.
Hi. You are 100% naked in that teacup. In that cup, you are 1,000,000% naked.
That's crazy. I have no idea what you're talking about.
You're so naked.
That's me? You really think I would do such a thing?
That you would so do such a thing.
What? That's also, if you do actually have to go, don't let me keep you.
No. It's all good. It's all good. I think we can make it to the end of this.
Okay. I will try not to pause as much.
All good.
Okay.
For a Day Part 1. Prince Gasket and Archerina's plan is going well. They're currently trying to wipe Tommy's mind so he forgets that he's a good guy.
Oh, well,
even
no.
managing to convince him that he's the king of the Machine Empire, and the Power Rangers are an evil group trying to stop
And he's not
him.
a Power Ranger.
Where, for the 30 millionth time, we are dealing with an evil Tommy. which honestly
here he goes
like.
again.
I think it's funny. Tommy's always
I
becoming
can't believe
evil
you
in
predicted
one
this
way or
again.
another.
That's crazy.
This time though through amnesia
Wild
and
Dio.
gaslighting.
Yeah.
However, reaching this dimension where Tommy is at is proving difficult. They need to enter through a random dimensional rift or something.
Don't worry about it.
One of which Bulk and Skull accidentally fall into and
Worry
end up
about
on
that
the
one.
planet. The Rangers manage to find another one, and
Poor
Jason
Bulk and
volunteers to
Skull.
save Tommy. It's a nice continuation of Jason's story, where he still feels guilty for not saving the green candle and preserving Tommy's original powers.
Whoa, a callback to MMPR? That's actually good? That's
Whoa,
crazy.
Okay, I like that. I
Yeah.
actually like that.
That's pretty good.
I also like the planet they're on too. Sure, it's got the Breaking Bad New Mexico filter, but still, it's a coliseum and feels like a desolate and violent place where the
So
Rangers are
true.
very much not welcome.
It is.
Jason tries to convince Tommy that they're on his side and he's being manipulated, but the brainwashing is too strong, having Jason go through a gauntlet of fights on his own.
Wow.
Part 2 is
Crazy.
where our heroes really get to shine. And by heroes, I'm of course talking about Bulk and Skull.
Yeah!
Where they meet this
Yes.
Okay, I will pause here to talk about this guy. This is
Okay.
Koichi Sakamoto, who is
Oh, the man himself?
Yes, this is Koichi Sakamoto. He has a cameo here where he is just this guy. He's this lizard guy. He never shows up again. It's just in this episode, but it isn't really cool. Like, he's just there. So, yeah, that's it.
Human half-reptilian creature. He's the greatest warrior on his planet, and Bulk and Skull say that they are as well. Reptile over here is happy to hear this and informs Bulk and Skull that they're gonna help with their plans to escape.
Yeah, he's great.
Meanwhile, this
Love
whole
it.
Coliseum thing is being televised, where Zed and Rita are so excited that the Rangers are finally gonna be destroyed.
Whoa,
But
no
Zed's
way.
excitement quickly fades when he realizes that if the Machine Empire are the ones to destroy the Rangers,
They'll be the ones
they'll
to-
rule the galaxy.
Exactly. You picked it up. There you go.
Yeah.
And Zed and Rita will still be stranded on the moon with their evil trailer that I think I forgot to mention.
Oh, yeah, they're living in a
this
trailer.
Trailer is their new base. So
How'd they get a trailer on the moon?
They're magic, remember?
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, I forget. It's Power Rangers. Yeah, go on.
no other options. Zed hesitantly tells Rita what they have to do.
This hurts. Yes, we have to help the Power Rangers. Oh.
The planet is covered in some kind of anti-teleportation device that makes it impossible
Yeah.
for the Rangers to find
It's
it.
so funny.
And when the Power Rangers try teleporting to the planet, they're ultimately lost in the void. This is where Zed and Rita come in. They decide to use their powers to help the Rangers make it to Jason and Tommy.
Yep.
So they can all team up and be together to stop the Machine Empire.
It's amazing.
Meanwhile, Reptile, Bulk, and Skull manage to find the control room. Reptile decides to take care of the machine, but they get ambushed by the Cogs.
And this
he
is
tells Bulk and Skull to
amazing.
take care of them since, well, they did say they were Earth's greatest warriors. What ensues is our first ever Bulk and Skull fight scene.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kinda. They use slapstick antics to get rid of the Cogs, which, to be fair, is exactly what Billy did in Season 1 of Mighty Morphin. Never really using martial arts, but more so utilizing combative forms of defense. They play the
It's
Bulk
so
and Skull
good.
theme song throughout, but I think it would have been way funnier if they used one of the serious fight songs, you know? Anyway, they
it would have
defeat
been
the Cogs and the
amazing, but yeah, I love that because it's the first ever fight scene we get from them, and their theme is playing the entire time.
destroy the barrier around the planet. The Rangers show up and demorph, using the power of friendship to restore Tommy's memory. And thanks to Bulk and Skull, they're able to just teleport away from the planet. Reptile also teleports Bulk and Skull back to Earth, but not before saying his planet will make legends of them. The episode ends with the two saying how they saved the Power Rangers.
Again.
Nobody believes them, but the Rangers themselves do try to say thank you and that they believe them.
True.
Cut the sarcasm, will
Good for
ya?
them.
That's it, Skull. We don't have to take this.
We're out of here.
The King for a Day 2-parter is tons of fun. Hilariously enough, it's just another retread of Mighty Morphin, with Tommy being an evil ranger and
Surprise.
Jason leading the team to save
Yeah.
him.
And
Prince
no one was
Gasket is
surprised.
also a much better villain than King Mondo. His first real day on the job, and he manages to almost destroy the Power Rangers. A Brief Mystery of Time.
Oh no.
It's a Groundhog's Day
mystery.
filler
Oh,
episode.
I actually remember this
Tommy
one.
keeps living the same day over and over until he needs to destroy the source. I usually like these types of episodes and shows, but they take way too long to establish what's going on.
It takes a while.
It's like over half the episode until they take action. A mystery to me.
That's it. That's the entire episode. And he figures it out and explains it to them, and then they go and solve it, and that's it.
The Rangers plus Bulk and Skull take place in a whodunit mystery
Clue!
murder thing. Again, it's filler.
It's a Clue filler episode.
Let's go.
Cat
I
gets
fucking
abducted
love
by
Clue,
I
though.
love the Clue the movie.
I fucking love Clue.
Oh, with Tim Curry.
Like, not even that. I just love the board game.
It's so much fun.
It is.
Wait, do you have perms to play like board game sim?
Yes, I have perms for tabletop sim.
Oh my god, we should play Clue
Night?
sometime. Yeah, I would love that. We get some
We could
drinks,
get a
we get the
bunch
boys
of-
together.
yeah.
Yes.
We could get some boys together, get some drink. We could literally do a board game night with
Oh
like
my
a bunch
God.
of fucking nerdy fucks from like.
Yes.
That's actually such a. I love that.
I love that. We'll have to do
I
that.
love that.
Mods, write that down.
Like literally.
Write that down. Write that down.
I got some people in mind.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
Archerina, and they fight. Auric also is here to help. I forgot he existed.
Last episode, he shows up.
Another song and
yeah.
dance. Tommy has to sing a song for his music class and
What?
asks Tanya for help.
He is not good.
Queen Machina gets another brilliant idea to put a spell on Tommy and Tanya, making it so they can only speak in song. It's totally not annoying and totally doesn't go on for way too long and is not stupid.
That's crazy.
It's morphine time!
Okay, that's kind of funny.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's-
I will say Tanya's got some good vibrato on her.
I agree. Absolutely, she does. But Tommy is,
It's morphing time.
yeah, he's a little rough throughout the episode because it's the entire episode that they do that.
We finally reached the episodes I've been kind of dreading.
Oh yeah, sorry, depression
Rangers of Two
time.
Worlds, Part 1 and 2. There's an emergency in the power chamber. When the Rangers arrive, they see that Billy has aged rapidly. The aging is due to events that happened in Mighty Morphin. When all the Rangers returned to kids, Billy used a device on himself to turn him back into a teenager. However, it's only now starting to have negative effects, such as the constant aging. The Rangers of Aquitar come to help, saying they'll need to go to what's essentially their fountain of youth to get some of its water. Jason offers to go while the rest of the Rangers have a battle with this thing. Very scary.
The purse monster.
It's actually a monster created by Rita
Okay,
after Finster.
I'm going to show you something
Hit me.
from British Kids TV.
Hit me.
And I feel like,
I'm so ready.
have you heard of Mr. Blobby?
I don't think so.
I'm going to send you an image of Mr. Blobby.
Okay.
And he is a classic thing from British Kids TV. And I feel like you will look at it and you may appreciate that these two are cut from the same cloth, and one may actually be like they're dangerously close to each other.
I'm so ready. I'm so ready.
Here you go.
Oh my god, I think you're actually right. Hold on, I'm gonna show it.
Right. Show it. This
Yeah.
is Mr. Blobby. For those who don't know, Mr. Blobby was a kids' TV thing from like the 1970s.
That's terrifying looking. I can definitely see it. That is,
Yeah.
oh
yeah.
my god, that is terrifying looking. So the funny thing about this thing, it is, I think it's a purse or something like that.
Right.
The impersonator or something like that. The previous season, Kaku Ranger was all ninjas and yokai and demons and things like that. This is
right.
This is a leftover yokai from Kaku Ranger. So Kaku Ranger are hunting it throughout the episode, and then it teams up with the bad guys, and that's our plot.
Right.
Gave her a new staff, now having Zed and Rita be active in destroying the Rangers before the
Yeah.
Machine Empire does.
Cat's purse, there
Jason
you go.
returns with the water, but the device backfires and doesn't work. And what's
Oh.
worse is that Billy
Yeah.
continues to age, and at this rate, he won't be long for this world. With no other options, the Rangers teleport Billy to Aquitar in hopes that their technology can aid him. The doctor is an Aquitian woman named Sestria, who's a big fan of Billy, since earlier in the season, he's the one who went to Aquitar to help save him.
What's wrong, Zanny? What's wrong?
No, that's a Billy romance, isn't it?
And
Anyway.
hey, with the alien Rangers already on Earth, they decide to team up with the Zeo Rangers to fight this monster, making this technically the first ever team-up episode in Power Rangers.
And it's the first team up episode in Super Sentai as well. First in canon Super Sentai team up too.
It's not really given any weight or grandeur, considering it happens over halfway through the episode.
Yeah.
Still, seeing a team-up is always tons of fun. The morphs, the lineup, and the fights. This is all Sentai footage too, since Kaku
Yeah.
Ranger and O Ranger actually did have a team-up movie,
First,
where they defeat the
first
monster
one
and
moving
save
forward.
the day. The Rangers head back to the power chamber and receive a message from Billy, saying they managed to cure him, but he's not coming home. It seems he's fallen in love with Sestria and is staying on Aquitar. The Rangers say goodbye, and it's happily ever after for Billy, right? A sweet but sad send-off.
You ready? You ready, Zanny?
I'm ready.
Well, unfortunately, that's not the case.
Yeah.
This is where things get a little sad.
Mm-hmm.
You'll notice that the older Billies were played by different actors. That's fine and all, but when Billy shows up at the end of the episode, he sounds nothing like Billy.
Guys, I've made a really important decision. I'll miss you all, but I'm going to stay here on Aquitar with Sestria.
Why is this? At the time...
Yeah, they literally had him with a woman again. A random girlfriend of the week, yeah.
Most people speculated it must have been a money issue, similar to with Austin St. John, Tui Trang, and Walter Jones.
Which we all assumed this to be until like 2012, 2013.
But we wouldn't know the truth until 2010, where David Yost did an interview with No Pink Spandex. In this interview, one of the questions they asked was, "Why did you leave the show?" And here's his response.
It's a good question. It's actually a really serious question for me.
Oh,
So if I cry, I apologize in advance. All that me getting old and going off to some foreign planet or something, I don't know. I wasn't there for any of that. I don't know anything about it.
He looks so the same as when he was younger.
I walked off set one day.
So cute.
During the middle of lunch, during halfway through the day. And the reason that I walked off is because I was called faggot one too many times.
Oh, God.
Yep.
David Yost is gay, and he was consistently harassed and had slurs thrown at him by a lot of people, which is obviously disgusting. The 90s were a different time. Stuff like that would obviously never fly nowadays, but back then it wasn't seen as a big deal.
Yep.
He says that members of the cast would constantly be pulled in for meetings to talk about David's sexuality, which obviously made him uncomfortable. This also explains why Billy lost his Ranger status and didn't get to be the Gold Ranger.
I had just heard that several times while working on the show. From creators, producers, writers, directors. Basically, I just felt like I was continually being told I'm not worthy of where I am because I'm quote-unquote a gay person and I'm not supposed to be an actor and you can't be a superhero. That's sort of the vibe that I was getting.
David Yost and Power Rangers had a non-existent relationship for years. Understandably so. In 2013, for Power Rangers Super Megaforce,
this is bad
the big
too.
anniversary season that was stinky garbage, they were inviting veteran Rangers back to the show. David would receive an invite and blast it online, saying that the invitation started with "Dear Power Ranger" and was full of grammatical errors.
Yep, that was how they contacted him. Dear Power Ranger.
Hell.
Yep. And he tagged it, "Done with abusive relationships." He went in.
Following it with the hashtag
David.
"Done with abusive relationships." However, to end the story on a happy note, things seem to have changed, with Yost returning to the series in 2023 for the Netflix Once and Always movie and the 30th season of the TV show Power Rangers Cosmic Fury. Both, might I add, have him not only as a superhero, but as the leader and mentor.
Yep.
The series being
So he takes on like the Zordon role.
Time. Fucking time.
It's so good, and he eats that role. He eats
That's
it.
justice for Billy.
Absolutely.
Justice.
Owned by Hasbro and not Saban and a whole new team, I'm sure helped. I'm glad that in 2023, David Yost's relationship with Power Rangers has been mended. The interview alone got almost a total of 1 million views. So many people really connected with it and felt for David. I remember watching the interview back in the day and feeling so sad that this happened.
I ended up crying watching the interview because I think I was just starting to question my own sexuality at the time. I hadn't come out yet, but like he literally was talking about, he's like, yeah, so after I walked off set, I tried to go to like a Pray the Gay Away camp.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yep. So if you guys get the chance, check out that interview. It's heartbreaking, but there's a lot of like, I think there's a lot of really good messaging in it because obviously David Yost sticking up for himself. So, yeah.
So to see where everything is at nowadays is really heartwarming.
And there we go.
Heading back to Zeo, though, we've reached the final 2 episodes.
Already?
Hawaii Zeo is kind of fillery.
Yep.
What's important to note is that the Gold Ranger powers are starting to weaken, similar to how the Green Ranger
Another
was with
power
Tommy.
weakening.
Jason says he's
Oh,
fine,
no.
and that's about all we get for the Gold Ranger stuff. We mainly follow Tommy, who now just has the biggest crush on Kat. Ernie's throwing this Hawaiian party and Tommy wants to ask her out, but for some reason he's all nervous and shy now. I don't
For
get
some
it.
reason.
He was never
Yeah.
that way with Kimberly. And Tommy and Kat are friends. You've spoken to her hundreds of times. This is so forced. Everyone's all like, come on, man, ask her out, talk to her. It's just awkward dating stuff until Prince Gasket and Archerina show up. The Rangers fight and defeat them, but they're not destroyed. Where we then get the return of King Mondo just out of nowhere.
For literally no reason. He does not come back in the Sentai. So
Just
I
rocks
guess he's
up.
repaired
Yep,
now.
just rocks up.
And Prince Gasket and Archerina retreat into space, where we will never ever see them again.
Ever.
Let's just move on to the finale.
Yep.
Good as gold. Jason's being hunted down by Cogs and can't use his communicator. He gets ambushed by both the Machine Empire as well as Zed and Rita's forces.
Ooh.
The two evil factions.
Hey, finally, Rita and Zed are finally doing something.
They're back. They're
They're
back.
amongst each other on
but
who-
I want to see the showdown between those two now,
It'd be fun, right?
right?
Yeah, I think so.
who gets to steal the Gold Ranger powers. Jason manages to sneak away, though, after the two evil forces fight. And it's pretty brutal, honestly.
It is.
The Tengas get their feathers ripped out, and the Cogs get ripped apart like in a zombie movie.
Yeah,
Jesus.
it is
Meanwhile,
crazy.
they all
nice.
get an offer to do detective work in France. What? And they consider it since Detective Stone mostly has the two doing housework. Jason barely makes it to the juice bar before passing out. Everyone's of course worried for him, but the Rangers take it from there and teleport to the command center. After running a diagnostic on Jason, it turns out that the Gold Ranger powers are draining Jason's mortal life, meaning the longer he has the powers, the faster he'll die. They contact Trey and he informs the Rangers they need to perform a ritual to get his 3 forms back into one. Only then can Trey become the Gold
I don't
Ranger
know why they
once
haven't done
again.
it to this point.
Before they can perform
Yeah,
the
no,
ritual,
did they just leave
get
Trey to?
He's just fucked off somewhere.
What is like the base form of like a Trifarian or Trifectian or whatever they're called?
So Triforians are 3 people that join together to form like a whole complete person.
okay.
So you got you, and then there's 2 wolves inside of you.
There are 2 wolves inside of you.
ambushed, with the Rangers
Both
holding
of
off the
them gay.
Machine Empire.
Yep.
You are now
Jason and
breathing
Trey
manually.
successfully do the ceremony, transferring the powers back to its original owner.
So yeah, they're just giving the powers
King
back.
Mondo
That's
is
it.
pissed, and along with the Cogs, they grow giant. Tommy's about to summon the Zords, but Trey has a better idea, and he grows all the Rangers to giant size. Could you just always do that? It's a really fun fight, and I think it's the only time the Rangers grow big.
Yeah.
And with a punch from Trey and a kick from Tommy, the Machine Empire's king and its kingdom come crashing down.
I really dislike this. I'm not gonna lie, because it feels so out of nowhere. Like genuinely, that they just grow. Because he's like, "There's no time to call the Zords. Just grow." That's it.
Yeah, what the fuck?
We
Like that
then
feels
wrap
like something
things
they
up.
need to earn.
Yeah, it's
With
pretty
Bulk
stupid.
and Skull quitting
Genuinely.
the detective agency to move to France, Detective Stone seems angry at first, but shows that he's sad the two are leaving.
Yeah.
Tommy then goes to comfort Jason about losing
You
his
have
powers.
2 wolves
Jesus,
inside of you.
scared me for the
You're
bits.
named Bao.
Oh my god. They said, thanks for 100 bits. You have 2 wolves inside of you. Your name is Bao.
I was gonna say there are 2 wolves inside of you. You had one too many drinks at the FurCon.
I like that one too. That's good. That's good too.
Similar to how Jason would always do the same to him. They say that even though they're not teammates anymore, they'll always be friends. And hey, Jason still gets the
He got the girl.
Emily, you know, from earlier.
Yeah.
Zed and Rita then give a peace offering to the Machine Empire, handing a present to Prince Sprocket and drive away in the trailer. Where it turns out the present was an actual bomb and blows them up. With
Literally.
Actually, that's some king shit right there.
Right?
Zed proclaiming, Jesus, the fact that they gave the bomb to the kid kind of
Yeah, it was
shows
the
how
kid.
evil they really are. And Tommy and Kat hold hands and walk away.
Yep.
Ending Power Rangers Zeo.
And that's it.
Definitely a lot less of an epic finale. The
That's
fact that the
Zeo.
Gold Ranger story took precedent over the Evil Empire stuff really shows they didn't have much of a plan with the Machine Empire. At the time, also, I'm pretty sure they were working on the Turbo movie.
Yeah.
So there wasn't the need to end the show on a cliffhanger.
Yep, that is from what I've heard. Oh, I got another bits
You
thing.
and Zanny have such a good energy together, and I love how much fun you're having together.
Oh, thank you. They said you and Zanny have such a good energy together. I love how much fun you're having together. Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
But yes, this is why Zeo did not end on a cliffhanger. Because they knew it was just going to go into Turbo. And the Turbo movie, unlike the Mighty Morphin movie, is canon and is required knowledge for going forward.
Right.
But unfortunately, like we talked about, the Turbo movie got cut from like 3-ish hours to like an hour and a half. So Turbo movie has some cool stuff.
Turbo cut.
Yeah, we're waiting for that Turbo cut, man. Hasbro, you own this shit now. Where is it? Find it. I want to see it.
We will see this team again and what they have in store. Power Rangers Zeo was okay. Actually, a lot better than I expected. When I was younger, I never watched Zeo or Turbo. It was Mighty Morphin or In Space for me personally.
Yeah.
And when I got older, I ended up binging the entire franchise, but did skip a few seasons I still had no interest in seeing.
Yeah.
Which Zeo was a part of.
Zeo,
I think the season only being 50 episodes as opposed to 150 definitely helps and feels more condensed. The first half of the season was what I was dreading. A lot of one-off episodes that relied on the Mighty Morphin formula.
Like, you know, feeding a plant the Little Shop of Horrors formula, you know? Or the computer virus bullshit episode.
But once the Gold Ranger story kicked in halfway through, it had some pretty strong narrative structure until the end. Sure, there was the occasional filler episode, but I feel like the good definitely outweighed the bad. Once again, though, Tommy was kind of the main focus, along with Kat, since they wanted to force that relationship.
Yeah.
Jason was way more involved than I thought he was going to be. I thought he would just show up to occasionally summon the Zord and maybe have a conversation or two, but on many occasions he slipped back into that leader role perfectly.
And it was really nice.
Rocky was also more interesting. The fact he actually had a character now, being the goofy and lovable idiot. Adam and Tanya were there. Tanya
Poor Rocky, poor Tanya.
Oh, no.
Oh, Thorn, thank you for the 5 gifted member. Arigato.
Tanya had a few episodes
Thank
and
you.
only one that kind of started to give her a character, while Adam didn't have any of that. Yeah, okay, there was the one episode he talks to Skull.
That was a Skull
I consider
episode.
That more of a Skull episode than an Adam one. Adam seems to be the most badass when he's doing a guest appearance and not a full-time character.
Very true. He has 2 return appearances after he exits the show during Turbo, and both of them are amazing. Yeah. Thank you for another 100 bits. Thank you.
Billy was honestly the true leader. He was the one constantly coming up with plans, creating weapons, and telling the Rangers what to do. The Rangers themselves were more just soldiers. The Machine Empire were also pretty good villains. They were never as threatening as Zed, but I like the family aspect of it. Prince Sprocket was way less annoying than I thought he would be, actively coming up with plans to stop the Rangers. Prince Gas
And that plan mattered a lot more in the Sentai, where Archerina gets pregnant and has a baby, and then the world goes into an apocalypse for 5 years because the Rangers get stranded in space, and then when they come back and the Machine Empire has enslaved the Earth for 5 years, and they realize there's a baby, instead of killing the baby, they show it mercy, and the Machine Empire leaves Earth and goes into space, and they save the world. And that's how O Ranger ends. By letting a baby machine live.
Oh.
Yeah, by showing kindness instead of revenge, despite having them
kill the baby.
I mean, they literally enslaved the Earth Mad Max style, and yeah. So, yeah, O Ranger's canon ending is kind of shitty because it then messes up the rest of the timeline for all the other Super Sentai seasons. So we all kind of just pretend that it didn't happen, but that O Ranger still ended.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway,
Gasket and Archerina were also really nice, having a rivalry with both the Rangers and his own family. It's poetic, don't you think? They're robots who are programmed perfectly, but still manage to be dysfunctional.
As a family.
Bulk and Skull also had a lot of development. Seeing them be a little more buddy-buddy with the Rangers is always a nice change of pace, and actively doing good deeds as well. They also had their first real action scene on the show. This, of course, though, wouldn't be the last time they do that.
Yeah!
So, while Power Rangers Zeo wasn't ever truly bad, I'd say, the next season we're gonna check out, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to say the same. So, yep, You guys asked for it. I'll definitely be going through the rest of the Zordon-era story of Power Rangers.
Yep.
Let me know your thoughts on Zeo. Did you like it? Hate it? Indifferent? Let me know, and I'll see you guys next time. When we
wasn't as good as I remembered it.
That's what I'm telling you. You know? And
Yeah,
with that,
no, it wasn't up there.
we can go back to the cafe now, or to the club.
Oh,
Shabba-dabba!
nice. What?
And I gotta zoom out here. Shkapow! Oh my god, they took off my shirt as soon as I got back on screen.
As soon as you were back, they did the thing.
That was frame 1. That was genuinely frame 1.
No hesitation.
Do you need to go right now, or do you want to yap at all for a little bit?
I can yap for a little bit.
Okay. I don't want to keep you. That's why I'm asking.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Okay.
It's all good. I'll still have to like post my little waiting room as well.
Sure.
Hey, I'm doing things tomorrow.
Yeah.
There's my stream for tomorrow. Then I eat.
I like that plan. Also, Princess Shadow Rose, thank you for the raid. You're just coming into the end of the conversation as we have now finished watching all of Power Rangers Zeo. Zanny, what did you think about Power Rangers Zeo?
Okay, not a high point for the series, I will say. How did they manage to have too few and yet too many characters at the same time with no one managing to get anything too expanded on? Why did Tommy need a brother?
Oh, yeah, it's never brought up again. He just disappears.
Why? What's up with the Native American thing with Tommy?
Don't know. Zero clue.
We just don't know.
Nope. Maybe just to tie back into his, like, the quest that he had to go on for his Zeo crystal. Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then at the same time as well, there's just such a large bunch of just things.
Sure.
The Equations coming back again. The show's better off without the but then there are the high points as well, where there's like the cool fights, the better combat, the VFX, you know, like the practical effects, like they're all up. It feels like just one of those seasons where everything but the writing was able to hold water.
Yeah, it definitely does kind of feel like that, and Zeo definitely had a lot of good moments, but moments that like they're so far spaced out that it's like you forget that they're there, you know? Like Gold Ranger stuff, kind of cool, but then you remember, oh, what happened with Billy? That sucked. And then it's like, oh, wait a minute, seeing the Equation Rangers back and the Alien Rangers fight with the Zeo Rangers. That's cool. And then it's, oh, wait, this is also the episode that Billy leaves. That sucks. So it's like, there's always like a 1 step forward, 2 step back moment.
Yeah,
so
there really is. There really is. It feels disappointing, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
As a series, it felt like there was more that they could have done, and it just felt there was so much that felt unnecessary there. It almost felt like the direction and like the focus was in the wrong place.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah. No, I 100% agree with you. I'm glad we're basically on the same level of that. We're on the same point.
Yeah,
So.
it feels like the focus was almost directed to. Oh,
Zanny!
What? What?
You disconnected.
Oh no, did I?
Yeah, here, I can get you a reactive. There we go.
Oh no.
Shoot your
Wait.
gun.
No, I am still here. It just disconnected me.
I got
Wait,
you.
I can
Don't worry.
rejoin.
Okay, go ahead.
Here we go.
Okay.
Okay. But yeah. So.
Oh, there he is. Okay.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Hi. It killed me for a second.
They can't keep a good incubus down.
They damn well can't. Total mistake. Writing seemed to usually be the problem. Honestly, it feels like there's just a whole directorial mess happening behind the scenes constantly. You can tell. People will say that you can't tell. You can tell from a viewership point of view when there's a directorial mess. The whole thing feels fucking messy.
100% agree. I feel like you can especially tell that directorial mess with the Snow Day episodes where it's like Kimberly breaks up with Tommy. Global warming and snowboarding are the plots. And it's like, what?
The global warming snowboarding thing is just stupid.
Yeah.
It's just stupid.
Yeah.
What? Who cares? Like, I get it. I get it. It's global warming, yeah, sure. But also, like, this is aimed at 12-year-olds.
I think younger than that. I think it's supposed to be like 6 and 7-year-olds.
Let's say 6 to 12. Let's give them a wide range, right?
Okay.
6 to 12, right? And but why? Why?
Yeah. I don't really have a good answer. I think this is usually why I say, like, I remember loving Zeo when I was younger. And then when I rewatched it, when I was getting back into the franchise, when I entered adulthood and everything like that, and I started making content around Power Rangers especially, it felt like a rude awakening that the season was not as good as I remembered. And then when I watched this video that we just watched for the first time, I especially was like, man, I can't defend Zeo anymore. Like, it's not that it's a bad season, and it's definitely better than the low points of Mighty Morphin, but like it's like a 6, maybe a 7 out of 10 season.
Yeah.
Because, like we were saying, for every good thing, there's an equally bad thing. And that's the unfortunate truth, especially with what happened with David Yost, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, it feels like it really colors a lot of the time that he's spent on the show. And it's really unfortunate that that kind of behavior has ended up becoming part of the legacy of Power Rangers. Ideally, I would say that, it's good that David Yost has had the opportunity to redefine the terms of his relationship with Power Rangers in more recent times.
Yeah.
But it still should not have gotten to the point where he was pushed to breaking in the first place. Even in the 90s, that was bad for the 90s.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But remember, Power Rangers was not a union show and had no protections on it, and they were getting paid diddly squat. And remember, you're replaceable at every step, and people got fired for pay disputes and everything. So I saw somebody asked, are there any 10 out of 10 seasons? Time Force, I would probably say, is a 10 out of 10 season.
It's good if you don't watch the Rancic bit at the end, the extra Rancic episode.
Oh, the one from Wild Force?
Yeah,
but that's in Wild Force. That's not in Time Force.
True.
know?
True. Yeah, but no, Time Force is up there.
In space.
You know what? I'm gonna say Lightspeed Rescue is pretty high up there.
That's a 10 out of 10?
Like, I didn't say 10 out of 10. I'd say it's pretty high up there.
Whoa. It's not even in my top 10.
Really?
Yeah. All right. Funny thing, Athy will make out with you for saying that, first of all, because his favorite season is Lightspeed Rescue.
Okay.
However, Kane Knight, we both agree that of every single season of Power Rangers, for some reason, Lightspeed Rescue feels like one of the most forgettable. Not because it's bad.
Titanium Ranger.
That's cool. What else happened?
Power Rangers, Lightspeed.
That's the intro.
Lightspeed Rescue. Yeah.
What else happened in the show?
So what happened was there was an earthquake, and like this big rock cracked somewhere, and allowed a bunch of demons to come out of it. And the demons caused disasters, like natural disasters. And what happened was they needed to put together a team of Power Rangers specializing in rescue to not only stop the disasters, but also to deal with the demons that were causing them.
Cool. So that's the plot of the show. What happened in the show?
The Titanium Ranger had a tattoo.
Titanium Ranger aside, what happened in the show?
Fuck shit.
You see what I mean?
Oh, there was the Green Ranger who used to do this little click with like his jaw. He'd be like, you know, and he'd be like, I'm the Sky Cowboy.
Sure. You see what I mean, though? That's what we say when we're talking about like Lightspeed Rescue. Like, Lightspeed Rescue has cool moments, but like when you look at it in the grand scheme of things, it is just a very forgettable season.
There was the scene with the Red Ranger who tried to save a little boy, and like the kid ended up dropping his toy and it broke, and I'm guessing that was a symbol that he didn't save the child.
I might have to rewatch it. I don't remember that one.
I don't even like. I think, oh, maybe the kid got hurt or something like that. I don't know. There was metaphor.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, you're right. There is very little to remember of Lightspeed Rescue. They did have the underwater base. Oh, actually, no. Does that count? Part of me wants to say like Lost Galaxy is pretty high up there.
That's a good one. That's a top 10 season. Absolutely.
I don't think it's 10 out of 10, but I think there is a lot of good in there.
Yeah. There is. I agree.
Yeah.
Good pick. And I'm not trying to dissuade you from the picks that you make, but I always like being like, this is an interesting reason why you like this. Because, like, obviously, I'm never going to be like, Lightspeed Rescue sucks, because it doesn't. There's way worse seasons than Lightspeed Rescue. But it's always really funny when people are like, this is my favorite season. And I'm like, why? And they're like, Titanium Ranger. And I'm like, okay, what else happened? And they can't name me any of the other things.
I'm... What else is there even?
So I can name a couple things that I thought were pretty cool.
Okay.
There's 3 different types of mecha. I'm sorry, 4 if you include the Titanium Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of mecha in the season. There's them going to what is essentially hell at one point. So Carter gets his own battleizer, and then Green and Blue also get like mini battleizers.
Okay.
And those are some of my favorite parts.
All right, no, I like that.
Yeah. There's a really bad team up episode, like atrociously bad.
Okay, there's one season that I think is like, I don't hate Mystic Force, right?
I don't either.
But the only reason I had to reflect, and the only reason I really, really like it is because of the main character's dad, Red Ranger's dad.
Limbo, yeah.
Because like he's kind of daddy.
No, he is, absolutely. I agree with you.
And he doesn't have like a regular like Power Ranger transformation. He like becomes a fucking Dark Knight.
Yep.
That's his power. That's his thing. I wear Dark Knight armor and wield a sword that's magic. Die.
He actually does get a morph eventually. But it's not like morph. It's a symbol appears, goes over him, and forms the suit. It's very fast. And then it's the same armor, except it's red instead of purple.
I like the purple armor, though.
The purple armor is dope. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that is a good pick. But yeah, it's always really funny when you get... Okay.
I was going to say Wild Force, but only Zanaku.
I mean, Zanaku's pretty cool. Zanaku is the best part of Wild Force.
When he's like, okay.
Well, one of the best parts, I should say. There's a couple good ones.
Zanaku, but when he's cursed to be like evil beast.
Yeah. It's really good. I agree.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always really interesting to hear people like pick like various seasons and like try and explain why it's their favorite. That's why I loved Zeo. Zeo used to be like my top 5. And now it's like, I think just barely outside of my top 10. Like it dropped really far. So there are always times where like, obviously we're going to be biased, but I always really like looking back and being like, damn, I have shit taste. Damn, I was really wrong about this season. Like, who knows? Maybe one of these seasons that we review down the line, I'll have a completely different opinion about. That's why I like regularly do like a tiers list, you know?
Oh, Dino Thunder, that has to be top. That has to be near the top.
Top 3.
That has to be.
Yeah, Dino Thunder top 3.
I like the fact they changed the Ranger team from like a 5 to a 3.
Well, they did that in Ninja Storm as well, but Dino Thunder's it's really good.
Yeah, no, it's a tight 3.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's a great one. Yeah, usually my top 3 is Time Force and Dino Thunder are tied for number 1, and then In Space is right after them. And the reason In Space is after them is because In Space is only the best season of Power Rangers if you've seen every other season to that point.
Right. Like it's the culmination of the previous seasons.
Exactly. So, yeah, Dino Thunder is great. Good pick. Disney era actually has a lot of bangers.
Nice.
Yeah. So, but next is Turbo. How much you know about Turbo?
Turbo. That's the one with the cars, right?
Yes.
I actually wasn't into Turbo. I remember not being down with it as a kid. And I remember my reasoning was I'm not really into cars.
Yep.
And that was my reasoning.
I get that. I do. I genuinely do. Because I'm not a big car guy either.
Yeah. And it seemed like super car-centric. And like,
It is.
I was like, what if I just didn't watch this one?
It's such a shame because you need to see Turbo to go to In Space, but it's really only like there's only like a couple episodes that you really need to see.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
they have like recap episodes, you know.
Or we could watch that 1 hour long video that Connor made about Turbo instead of watching Turbo.
Sounds phenomenal. More phenomenal.
Oh my god, I'm screaming geometrically.
But at this point, I think I do have to slink off.
Yeah,
to bed,
of course.
Roy.
Yeah, I was gonna lean into it at that point. Zanny, what do you have coming up soon? What are you doing? I guess it's today for you, tomorrow for us.
Today. Yeah, well, let me see. In 6 hours, I am going to be doing a thief simulator stream. So I'm going to be getting together and just breaking into some people's houses, stealing their hearts and their valuables. And also, come like 12 hours from now, I'm going to be having a drinking stream to say goodbye to everyone because I'll be gone for a couple of days and moving into my new apartment. Yippee! So next time you see me, I'll be streaming from a totally different location. I'll be setting up like my new office, my new home. So yeah, no, we're having a few drinks to say goodbye and sort of catch everyone up and hopefully, you know, maybe have a little celebrate. And I'll be sort of talking about the journey so far, you know, having to travel around the world. And the fact that, like, even just since I joined FSP, I think I mentioned to you, I was a digital nomad before all of this.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, you know, I'd been in Poland and Texas and the UK and then Europe again and then the US once more and then back to Europe and then Japan for a bit and then back to here. And, like... You know, now it's the thing where I actually have the kind of stability in my life where I'm able to like settle down and be like, oh, you can
put down some roots.
Put down roots.
Yeah.
And it's because of my netherlings that like I'm able to do that.
Yeah. I'm so excited for you, man. I know how hard you work and I know how hard you've been trying to get this going. And I think I can say this for everybody, for Netherlings, we're so proud of you.
Why, thank you. No, it's a big thing. No, I didn't really become a nomad out of like choice. It was kind of necessity. So it ended up just being a thing where because it's a really interesting thing where when you don't have that stability initially, it's very difficult to like lean into it. But you guys have like really set me up for just putting down some roots and finding somewhere I can sort of just call our little home. So
yippee! I'm so happy for you. You deserve it. You work hard, and it's finally all coming together. So yeah,
thank you, Roy.
That's great.
All right, I'm gonna leave you alone with your wonderful little buns, and I'll see you on the other side.
Of course, I'll see you on Tuesday.
See you on Tuesday, Roy.
Bye, Zanny.
Mwah. Bye.
Mwah. I can still hear his voice, guys. I can still hear his voice. Man. Guys, thank you so much for another wonderful stream with Zanny and with Power Rangers in general. If you stuck around to the end and you watched the entire thing, thank you for humoring my obsession with Power Rangers once again as I indoctrinate more of my friends into the weird, wacky, wild world of Power Rangers. Like I mentioned before, I will be doing a massive Power Rangers collab next Tuesday, which Zanny will be part of. We're going to have 10 people total. The only 3 people I've revealed so far are myself, Zanny, and Athena. So it's going to be the 3 of us and 7 other VTubers who I've never had as part of the indoctrination streams or the reviews or anything Power Rangers related. So it's going to be all brand new people this coming Tuesday, and we're going to be reacting to Connor's Mighty Morphin video again. I know it's Mighty Morphin again, but because we have such a massive number of people, it is going to be a long stream. I might try and go for the entirety of the video. There's going to be lots of pausing, lots of yapping, lots of everything. So as long as I can have my friends with me, it is going to be a great time. But that's not the only thing that I have planned for next week. See, we also have the confessional stream I am really, really, really happy to say that because you guys were so supportive with the punishment stream or the punishment challenge that we did with Mario Kart last week. I think it was last week. Or was it this week? Was it Monday? Oh my God, I already forgot. I cannot remember. Anyway, it was this Monday. There you go. We are already doing the confessional stream because you guys were so supportive and because I have an amazing team working with me, especially Joe making art done and manager Jun being able to help me get everything together. We're going to do that probably next Monday. So please look forward to that and have your sins ready for confession. Okay, guys? So that'll probably be on Monday, the Power Rangers stream on Tuesday, no stream on Wednesday, and then we've got double. Wait, I guess it's only on Thursday. Thursday is a Monster Con collab, I believe. Schedule will be coming out soon. Schedule will probably be coming out on Sunday instead of Monday. We'll probably post it a day early. That way you guys can see everything. So, but yeah, guys, thank you again for coming and hanging out. I sincerely appreciate everybody. You guys mean the world to me. I love the Dusk Bunnies. And I absolutely, of course, also love the Netherlings. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for making tonight a great time. Now, we're going to keep the FSP hype train rolling. We're going to go ahead and raid into Mr. Lem. Mr. Lem. We're going to go ahead and raid over to him. He's doing a Zatsudan where he's going over the 6-month anniversary for Ravenous, or Ravanus, as I think he likes to say. So that is over on the YouTube side. So if you want to join in that, please be sure to swing over onto YouTube and help us with the raid. Guys, thank you again. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I'll see you guys on Monday. Check out Discord if you have not already, because I'm probably going to do some hangouts this weekend because it's going to be a lighter schedule next week because I'll be at MomoCon. So yeah, come hang out with us on Discord. It's where we watch Super Sentai and Kamen Rider. I also play games from time to time. And yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, guys, I will see you on Monday. And I hope you all have a great rest of your night. Thank you so much for making tonight amazing. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye. Oh, and remember to be good with Malum. Follow his rules. I love you guys.